Hello, fellow followers, and welcome to the Physical Media Show. Tonight with me, we got Mike, Tom, and Runner, and we got some physical media for you guys. And I see you guys been hanging out in the chat. Hell to Tim Hayes, Panda Claus,
Yes,
Daytona
they were
Falls.
waiting on me. I was
yakking. Cosmic Squirrel. Welcome, guys, and everybody watching at home. It's good to have you guys back on the show tonight. How you guys been?
It's fun to have Mike back. It's been a while.
Yeah, Mike. It's been a while, man. How you been?
All right, just been busy with work and just
I know how
holiday
that is.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. I assume we're going to have some Black Fridays from you guys, from Black Friday deals that you guys picked up from you guys.
Fuck yeah.
So, echoing really bad. Panda Claus says. Does anybody hear echo?
I don't hear an echo.
I don't hear echo.
Who are you hearing an echo from? Just
let it know in the chat who you're hearing it from, Panda. Hello, HVP. Glad to have you back. Zach's you too. Before we begin, do you guys have any things about any new releases or anything you want to talk about before we head into the picks?
I know we had a bunch of news. If you wanted to run down that real quick,
we can run down a little bit. Yeah.
Of course, there was the rumors we covered earlier about the Peter. And I don't know, they're a little bit more than rumors, but Peter Jackson classic films coming to Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray. I mean,
Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead, and
I believe that when I see it.
Bad taste, and well, I guess it was coming from a hint of Jackson's himself. So,
but he's been saying that for years, though.
Well, we'll see. You're right, but
that's what I'm saying. I'll believe it when I see it. I hope he is working on it, but
And then Scream Factory announced Alligator and Alligator 2, the Robert Forster classic.
Yeah.
Alligator's fucking great. I can't wait for that.
And then we had Dune news. The 4K version will not have the IMAX cut.
Fuck.
Really?
I think I have a theory on why. I don't know if the 3D version will either, but they are releasing a 3D version of it, which is ironic or weird or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, it's random, but Warner Brothers has been pretty cool about releasing a 3D version if there is one. So it's kind of not really random. But anyway, I don't think they will on either version because I have a feeling now that they've done this last minute push for IMAX, now that it's off of HBO Max, when it comes back to HBO Max, how much you guys want to bet it's the IMAX version?
Probably because Disney just did that.
Yeah,
exactly my point for that.
Yeah, Disney did that. I mean, they did that with the Snyder Cut too, not to bring that up, but they did in that ratio.
And that kind of reinforces Villeneuve for Favre's saying there's not a director's cut. They'll just do that
Denis
instead.
Villeneuve, yeah.
I know his name.
Denis Villeneuve.
Dennis Villanova. We know his name.
Brett Favre.
That's not a
Brett Favre.
Stage Fright's getting a release. The 87 film. The Awakener is also getting a release.
Stage Fright's an overseas release, though.
Is it? Oh, yes, it is.
That's from Shameless, because Blue Underground owns the rights to that in the U.S.
Yep.
I know we're getting Summer School with Mark Harmon for Shot Select.
Get there. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I did.
No, that's all right. Ghost Riders, we're getting the 87 film.
Cool.
God's Gun, the classic Lee Van Cleef and Jack Palance film. Last Night in Soho, of course, got its release date finally for January 18th. We're getting the film Raging Fire, which is a new film. We're getting, let's see here, Ivanhoe from Warner Archives. We're getting 12 Angry Men, the TV version from 97 with Jack Lemmon.
Oh.
Blue Bayou. We're getting, it's a newer film. We're also getting the Howling.
Oh, yes.
From Shout in 4K.
Which is essentially the studio canal, ain't it?
Well, I'm sure
it'll be the same transfer. But it has all the Shout Factory extras.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because the studio canal release doesn't have like the audio commentary and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, so I think I'll pick that one up.
But along with that, they have also announced Lipstick, Paranoic. I can't if I'm saying that right.
Paranoic.
Slapshot, because of course I just bought that for $6.99.
But Slapshot is just a steelbook release. It's essentially the same disc.
Is it okay? Yeah. I was gonna say, I wonder if it's the same transfer. And Slumber Party Massacre 2021.
Yeah, they would have mentioned if it was a new transfer or not.
And then, of course, Summer School, as was already mentioned, which is one I've been looking forward to for a long.
Hell yeah!
Did that even ever get a DVD release?
I have the DVD. It does have like a special.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do have that on DVD.
I think Summer School's released at least twice in 2 different releases.
But I don't think it's ever been on Blu-ray.
No, it's never been on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's my point. Okay. Now, Slapshot, it looks like audio commentary, the Puck Talk with the Hansons.
Yeah, it's the same
probably
thing.
The same shit.
Yeah, because that one really piqued my interest when I saw that, and then I was like, it's the same shit.
Yeah, right. Like, because that's one that's due for another release, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we got Phenomena on 4K. The
already pre-ordered
Dario Argento classic. I knew you'd be happy about that one.
Yeah, you can pre-order that at Diabolic DVD for $38.99 right now.
I probably should.
That's the best price.
I really need to get me some of those Argento films. I need to start my collection on that big time.
Yeah.
Now Synapse is releasing that here in the US. Arrow is releasing it overseas. And it's the same release. They're partnering up on this just like they did the Demons release. It's the same exact release.
Yeah, I think you were telling me that.
Vindicator said John Travolta, not Phenomenon.
Because I was looking at importing the Arrow release, but it's like be over $60 to import.
What am I doing in an Italian movie?
Who's this crazy Dario?
She's crazy. What am I doing? Oh my god, this is silly. Then we got the Fabulous Dorseys coming in 4K. Classic film, it looks like, with Jimmy Dorsey, Tommy Dorsey. Not familiar with it, but there you go. Then we got some French movie I've never heard of. Les Enfants Terribles, if I can say that wrong.
Les Incompetents.
Yeah, something like that. And we got a bunch of newer films. And then the other big one that was announced was Paths of Glory, Stanley Kubrick's classic in 4K, nice. Which is, I don't know, that's been on Blu-ray, hasn't it? Because I got it on digital, but I don't know if I've got it on.
No, I don't think it's.
I don't know if it's ever been on Blu-ray.
I don't think it has.
Yeah. Then we got Fragment of Fear from 1970 coming from Kino. And that pretty much rounds everything out except for the few Arrow announcements we got here that we already did. Phenomena, but we're also getting Deadly Games. We're getting Creepers.
Arrow is also doing American Werewolf in London in 4K.
Oh yes, I heard about that. Yes, I did do it.
Yeah, they've got a fancy collector's edition they're releasing first.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because I was pissed about that too.
But they're. But they are going to do it like a regular, 4K version.
I wonder what the extras are going to be on that, because I have
probably the same that's already on their.
Here's the thing.
Release.
I don't know if you saw it, but I showed the big $200 and some one I bought, the red box set.
Yeah.
Right.
I do have the Universal remaster, but I don't think I ever picked up. What was it, Arrow that did it a couple of years back?
Arrow did it last year, the year before, actually.
Yeah, so maybe if I find it for a right price,
I have to look at my disc and see what year it was.
Then we got Lies, and Deceit, and then we got Don't Go in the House, and of course Phenomena, as we pointed out before. Which looks like it's in a couple different covers you have to choose from, or versions. So there you go.
Yeah, Arrow did American Werewolf.
It's like 3 different versions of Phenomena.
2019 was American.
2019. Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
But there you go, kids. That's the biggest announcements of the week. It looks like
a couple other ones though.
Was there a few more?
Yeah, Synapse is doing the uncut version of Thriller, aka they call her One Eye on Blu-ray.
Oh damn! I thought it was Michael Jackson's for a minute. Yeah. It's like long time.
But Vinegar Syndrome has also announced they are doing a 4K version of that film, but they haven't announced any details on that, so I don't know if it's going to be the cut version or the uncut version with all the hardcore sex in it.
I mean, you got to have hardcore sex.
I don't know. I prefer the rated R version of that film. So, Vinegar Syndrome is also doing a 4K of Dead Heat, Joe Piscopo, Treat Williams.
Oh yeah, I did see that one.
Oh, nice.
They're also doing a Blu-ray of Hard Rock Zombies.
I don't think I've seen Dead Heat in so long.
I know that movie.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. Yeah, the Image Blu-ray is not great, but it's like all we got right now. So that's one I'm definitely picking up. And last but not least, starting today is the Kino Winter Wonderland sale on their site.
Tom's just like, my money, it cannot go anywhere.
I got like one Kino title tonight alone, but that's the only one I've gotten watched since the last damn sale. No, it's not. It's wrong. I watched 2 since the last sale. I'm sorry.
Happens.
No, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, Greg.
Whatever, guys. But there you guys go, everybody. You check all those new releases out and you pick you up some good ones here. Mike, since you're back for the first time in a while, we'll start with you for your first pick, and then we'll go maybe Runner then Tom, or Tom then Runner, however you guys want to go after that.
I don't know. I got an overabundance here, so however you want to handle this.
This first one is a favorite 80s monster movie of mine. Just got it in the mail the other day from Synapse. It is The Kindred.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, that's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, it just came out. Steelbook, limited edition Steelbook release.
That's nice.
It is 3 discs.
Is it 4K or just a regular?
No, it's 4K restoration, regular Blu-ray. It's got DVD, Blu-ray, and the soundtrack included.
Send me the link for that one.
In fact, I just the Blu-ray is still in my player because I just watched it the other night.
Send me the link again.
But I just got this in the mail the other day. I pre-ordered it a couple months ago.
Who put that one out?
This is Synapse. It's one of their limited Steelbook releases. Yeah. So, if I imagine if you want to wait, this will be on a lower price regular edition.
I guess, but I guess
later. But
I was thinking of Vinegar Syndrome. Never mind.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite 80s monster movies. It's kind of nasty, and they actually got some really good actors in it too. They actually got Rod Steiger as the villain.
Oh, nice.
Wasn't that a New Line movie?
No, I'm pretty sure it was an independent release.
Right, but
it was from FM International. I can't remember the name of the company that released it, but it was one of my favorite box arts in the video store when I was a kid. I'd see this this is actually the VHS box art. It's also the poster box art too. It's got the little mutant monster in the baby bottle. It's pretty cool. I actually own this 1-sheet poster. It's somewhere rolled up in a tube somewhere. It's a really cool poster. But yeah, it's got Amanda Pays.
Oh yeah, from The Flash. Yeah, I remember that.
Who was on The Flash and Leviathan? Yeah. She was in this. The woman that was in Planet of the Apes, her name just escapes. Played
the original one.
Yeah, in the original films.
The female ape.
Yeah, her name just escapes me. She's got a brief part in it too.
I know
really,
what you're talking about. I can't.
Yeah, really fun monster movie with some pretty nasty effects in it. The transfer is really good. It looks really good, so you're not going to be disappointed there. It's got plenty of extras.
It's so damn ugly.
Yeah.
No, I
haven't watched the Apes movies in a while. Yeah,
I love those.
So they are. So
if you haven't, the very first one.
Oh, you got to watch the whole series, man.
Yeah, they're good.
So
I know. I know I do.
So if you ordered this and you haven't gotten it yet, they are shipping them out now. Mine got shipped out last Thursday. I just got it yesterday or Monday.
It looks beautiful. I saw it.
Shipping out right now.
Why do I want to say it's Linda something? I could be way off, but
my shelf wasn't far away. I'd look at her name.
I know, like mine's downstairs, but yeah. Like we got the internet right in front of us.
I know. We'll walk over to our shelves, but how do we go to figure it out? We got a search bar right here.
Either way.
Yeah. But that looks Kim Hunter.
Kim Hunter played Zira.
Kim Hunter, yes.
There you go.
God,
Linda Harrison was Nova.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's yes. Thank you. I knew there was a Linda.
That looked beautiful, man.
What's his face? The psychic now.
But yeah, I'll put the link in the chat to that release from Synapse.
Please,
I think
do.
I believe you might be able to get that on Diabolic DVD, but I think that's
Yeah, I did see it on Diabolic.
Yeah, and
I
I've
think.
got a bunch of codes for them too. I should.
because typically this Synapse will release a lot of stuff through them, but typically they only go through they keep their stuff exclusive to their own site. So it's $49.95 plus shipping. So.
Man, that's really not bad for what you. I mean, you're getting the steelbook 3-disc, a slipcase cover for the steelbook. So I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, and it's limited to 3,500 copies also. So.
Yeah,
but like I said, they'll probably release a cut down version later. So.
Probably, yeah. That's good.
Who wants that nonsense?
the people who can't afford it on the first run.
I'm missing one Synapse Steelbook since I started doing the Steelbooks. I'm only missing one, and I kick myself all the time for not getting it when I did.
Which one was it?
I don't have Tenebrae. That's the only one I'm missing. I think that was only the second Steelbook they did, and for some reason I didn't get it. I think it's because I just recently purchased the Arrow version of Tenebrae, so I was like, now I kick myself for not getting it because it's really expensive. So,
but that's good first pick, Mike. I enjoyed that. That's a good classic '80s horror flick. I have not seen in a long time. I definitely would like to pick that up. It looks cool. Runner, I know you're probably chopping at the bits because you did a lot of Black Friday shopping this week. So let's go to you, man. Let's see what you got. Let's see your game.
Hell yeah! So this I bought online because I needed it. This is a fucking amazing movie. It came out fairly recently. I think it came out 4 years ago. This director in particular is becoming one of my favorite directors, like top 5. He's just that
Michael
fucking
Bay?
good to me. No, that's funny. No, but for this movie in particular, what makes it so great is all you need is one killer track, Baby Driver.
Oh, Baby Driver. I love it. I like that movie. That's a good one. And in 4K. Nice.
Yeah.
That's a fucking fantastic movie.
It is actually very good.
Great.
I didn't expect it to be so good when I watched it.
Yeah, great Edgar Wright flick.
Not a fan.
What?
I have to watch it again. I have it on the Steelbook 4K.
You're not a fan of it?
What?
Nah, not really. It's
Why?
okay. I think it's overrated.
No. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Like after watching it a second time, it is a damn near perfect movie in my opinion.
I'm gonna give this one up to the age gap here.
I know that might be controversial, but
and I think the performances are mostly flat.
Oh really? I really like John Hamm. I thought John Hamm stole the movie.
No,
John Hamm's fine, and Jamie Foxx is fine.
No, that was a stellar cast in my opinion.
Yeah. John Hamm and Jamie Foxx are okay, but they
were great.
Who's the lead actor? What's his name?
Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, he's. Yeah.
He was good. I mean, he didn't talk a whole lot, but that was the whole point. I thought
it was a pretty decent movie. I liked it. It surprised me.
I mean, it's the music and the soundtrack is what really made that movie all work.
It's a musical version of The Driver. I mean,
Driver's a good movie though.
Oh yeah, Driver's excellent.
Yeah,
and at that point, like this was right after Edgar Wright did the Cornetto trilogy, and it's nothing like those movies at all. If you like watch it.
No, it's not at all. No, it's very different than some of the other stuff he did before.
No, like yeah, because he started taking this big shift by the start of Baby Driver and Last Night in Soho. If you watch that movie, like Last Night in Soho was pretty good.
Outside of the Cornetto films, I'm not a huge Edgar Wright fan. Baby Driver just kind of left me cold. I'm not a huge Scott Pilgrim is just meh, and Last Night Soho was all right. It just
I liked it. And was it Scott Pilgrim? I like it, but it's not like it's not Edgar Wright's best one at all. Like, it's a fun one to watch. At least check it out once, but like, it's not as good as his other movies.
Drive with Ryan Gosling is a good one too. Yeah, it is.
I
But
haven't
yeah,
seen that one yet.
it's not bad. It's a good one. But
But
I like Baby Driver.
yeah,
but
Baby
like Tom said,
Driver-
I would split this up to probably the age gap. Maybe, possibly.
I agree to an extent.
I wouldn't say age. I've just seen way more movies than he has.
Oh, that's true. That's true too. That's true.
I mean, my mom watched it recently and she loved it. And that was one that she was like looking forward to. And I was telling her, like, have you seen any of the ones from the Cornetto trilogy? And she was like, she watched Shaun of the Dead and it's like, and she hadn't seen Hot Fuzz. So I'm like, okay, we're watching Hot Fuzz. Because that's my favorite Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is a good one.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz is probably my favorite. Baby Driver, probably second. And third is probably Shaun of the Dead.
Nice.
I will say that Lily James is just hot.
and Isa Gonzalez.
I do love Lily James though.
Yeah, Lily James is great. And Isa Gonzalez, don't forget her.
Panda Closet is not the kid from Kingsman or the kid from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
No,
it's not him. That's not the same kid in Baby Driver. No,
he was in.
It's also not the guy from Han Solo from the Solo movie.
No,
yeah.
They're all like carbon copies of each other, so I wouldn't begrudge anybody that thinks they're the same.
No, yeah, good cast. Kevin Spacey's in it.
Well, that why you have to bring that guy up. That's not somebody you want to be saying.
I know, but
hashtag runner says hashtag Kevin Spacey did nothing wrong.
No, I did not say that. But
I don't know, maybe he didn't.
I'm gonna be honest. He was fucking good in this movie.
Who knows?
Like, he is a really good actor. Like, outside of the stuff, that he's done, which is bad, but good at he was good in that movie.
Is this true? Glistener says Edgar Wright is directing a remake of The Running Man.
I think I heard something about that. Yeah,
that can't be right. Oh, no, that's good. I don't care how good a director Edgar Wright is. That's going to be shit.
Really?
The original was barely a good movie.
Right.
I haven't even.
I mean, I like it because it's got great one-liners and stuff. But you
do a remake of The Running Man. You cast The Rock in that shit. I will watch it 100% though.
I mean, no, because here's the thing. Edgar Wright, like, I watched an interview with him. I mean, I don't know when, but like he said like he was naming off some of his favorite movies of all time, and one of them was American Werewolf in London or whatever the fuck it's called. And he said he was asked to do a remake of that, and then he responded, "Why would I remake Perfection?"
Whatever the fuck it's called. Those fighting words, Tom.
You had it right, Runner, until you said whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
even though I'll say that I prefer The Howling to American Werewolf.
I haven't seen the movie. Okay, that's another one on my list.
Although The Howling is brilliant, and I'm a Joe Dante freak, but still.
Yeah, I got to go American Werewolf in London. It's better for me, but I love The Howling. It's a great flick.
The Howling's actually scary.
I'll give you that much.
That's the thing. American Werewolf in London is more of a comedy, really. That's why when we were debating the whole Ghostbusters thing last week, I'd say Ghostbusters is a comedy, but it's not a comedy in the same respect as like Caddyshack and Stripes and Animal House. It's more like in the vein of an American Werewolf in London, where you have humorous elements coming out of the absurd things that are happening to these people that are fucking frightening, right? Like, the whole part with the guy talking to his dead friend and shit, for instance, and how much humor comes out of that, the camaraderie there, and just some of the other shit that in the film. It's like American Werewolf in London is a completely different animal than The Howling.
Well, I don't know. The Howling is a black comedy too.
It is too, but it's a little bit more different kind of a comedy. It's more
it's more subversive, a little bit, tongue in cheek.
It's like Dante with Gremlins, yes.
Well, it's taking the piss out of all the self-help gurus in the 70s, early 80s.
And that's what Gremlins was doing, was taking a piss out of all the 60s B movie. and the current climate of consumerism, right? Like, so no, and then but you have Gremlins 2, which like Dante did. Now that's more of the typical comedy as opposed to, Yeah, but like Landis and Dante kind of had like the similar tones at the same time, but like they're two different, like I can separate the two. Like I love The Howling for different reasons, and I love American Werewolf in London for different reasons. The only reason I feel like
I love them both. I love them both.
I think the only reason I think people compare them outside of the obvious being the werewolf is just because of those transformation scenes.
Yeah.
Well, they came out in the same year too.
Well, that too. That's what I'm saying. Like it's all
that's
because of that. If they had been 2-3 years apart, nobody probably compare them as much.
Yeah. You've got Rick Baker doing American Werewolf. You got Rob Bottin doing The Howling. Two of the best makeup experts of all time. Panda Claus, the Demon Werewolf NECA figures.
From NECA is putting that out.
NECA actually just put out the werewolf too.
Yep.
Because I almost bought it the other day.
It's true.
I hope they have those deleted scenes that are on the import that I got.
That'd be cool. I'm definitely
there's one shot of the werewolves that's not in the movie. Or there's like 2 shots, I think, that aren't in the movie.
I've never really taken a good look at all the extras on the Arrow disc, to be honest.
Yeah, because there's like, I mean, they're not like extensive deleted scenes, but like, yeah, there's a couple of shots they obviously didn't use because they were more stop motion shots of the werewolves. And I thought they looked pretty goddamn good. I'm like, why didn't they keep this in the movie? But whatever.
Yeah. But Runner, I agree with you. I like Baby Driver, so that was a good pick, man.
That's good.
Yeah, we went
for
No, I picked it specifically just wondering if like you guys have seen it.
I like it, Runner. I haven't seen it since it first came out.
I mean, if when's the last time you saw it? Once it came out or something?
Yeah, like I bought it on 4K Blu-ray, the Steelbook, and I watched it then.
Okay, because I would say if you haven't seen it in a while, maybe give it a rewatch. Like, I don't know.
I liked it just fine.
I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen like the behind the scenes, Tom, but like the behind the scenes stuff that I watched like made me love the movie even more. Just how like Edgar Wright times things with the music. I mean, he did that in Shaun of the Dead and like all of his other movies too, but like he does it hardcore in Baby Driver, and that's like a super important thing that he was going for. And I love that a lot. That's
why you get special features, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a good pick. Good pick. Tom, we'll move on to you now. So what do you got for us for tonight?
Well, do you want me to start with the non-real pick one? Because I don't know. I don't know if Runner has this as one of his picks, so maybe I'll just hold off on that.
If you want to go ahead,
I'll do whatever you movie first.
Okay.
Which one should I do first here? Okay, this is actually not a new movie, but it's one I picked up because I got on this like lawyer kick thing because of my next movie coming up that you can see in the background.
That's an underrated film right there.
And it is a very underrated film, actually. Great cast. Al Pacino, directed by Norman Jewison. It's got Jack Warden in it, John Forsythe.
It's one of my favorite Jack Warden roles, actually.
Yeah, there's actually a bunch more guys in here that are not listed on the thing here. I'm trying to remember half their names. But it's a really great film. I don't know if it ever got nominated for anything or not, but okay, yeah, it does look like Al Pacino did get nominated for something. No, it wasn't for this though. It don't look like. Okay, so anyway,
is this one of the ones you said that you got that nobody's going to know?
Well, I'm not surprised that Mike knows it, but.
I figured Mike. Yes, this one actually I do not know. So you didn't get me on this one.
I don't have it on Blu-ray. I've got it on digital and DVD, but not on Blu-ray yet.
Well, I thought about just buying on digital because I wanted to see it right away, but then I saw the Blu-ray and I'm like, well, because the Blu-ray actually had a couple deleted scenes and things like that. So okay. It's a great movie. The basic storyline is Al Pacino's this hotshot lawyer, and the short version, which is kind of the hook anyway, is he ends up getting talked into defending a judge who's accused of rape that actually charged him with contempt once. So it's kind of a it's kind of a dark comedy in a lot of ways. Is that the good way to put it, Mike?
Yeah, I'd say
it does have a lot of humor in it. It's more of a dramedy It's a dramedy, definitely.
Leans on the drama, but yeah, they're Jack Warden's where most of the comedy comes from.
Yeah, him and Jeffrey Tambor.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah, I was trying to remember his name. I'm like,
You know, now that you got to explain this, I may have seen this movie.
Yeah, well, it's got the one famous scene. It's like,
Yeah.
you're out of order.
You're
They're
out of
out of
order.
order. Oh,
Yeah.
court's out of order.
I think I've seen that clip.
Yeah, I know I've
That's
seen that part, but when you started mentioning Jeffrey Tambor, I think I've seen. It's been a very, very, very long time, but yes, I do think I have seen this. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really good. I knew of it, and as soon as I got to that scene, it's like, oh, okay, clearly. But like, yeah, it was kind of like one of Al's Lost movies. It feels like nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about author either. That came around at the same time.
Yeah.
Where Pacino plays the playwright.
No, I guess he did get nominated for this. Nominated role.
Yeah, probably. I mean, with that famous clip, I think maybe that's why everybody remembers it. It was probably
That's what
nominated.
I remember seeing the clip from was like an Oscar thing once. Yeah.
Vindicator says I haven't seen it in like 23 years, but I remember it. Oh wait, that's something else.
What's DMLC mean?
Dead Man on Campus.
Oh,
I thought he was talking about the Pacino movie for a minute.
gotcha.
Prime 70s Pacino, yeah. And Panda Claus thought you was talking about My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, My Cousin Vinny's a classic.
I love that movie. That is a classic. But
Now
yeah,
Disney owns that.
It was sucks. But yeah, I do think I've seen that. Yeah, that is actually a good pickup, man. I like it.
I know. Like I said, that one's going quick. So what you got for us?
All right, I'll start with something
I got
a little goofy. Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Hey, there we go.
I like this movie. I'm sure you guys have this. I've had it for a little bit, but yeah,
I've got the Arrow release. Yeah,
this is the Vinegar Syndrome I have. I really like this movie. It's absurd. It's hysterical. Great boobs.
That is a USA Up All Night.
Nice.
Classic.
Yes. This movie with Rowdy Piper. Just the story alone. If the story alone doesn't get you to even attempt to try to watch it, then you're not living, man. You're not living. It's a post-nuclear Holocaust wasteland, and Sam Hell, Roddy Piper, is one of the last men left alive on Earth, and he's one of the last men that can procreate. He can have children, and so like the government is being run by women right now, and so they want to take him and have him repopulate the Earth and just bang all these virgins. But yet these virgins have been kidnapped by the frogs in Frogtown, so he has to go in and save them so he can bang them and get them pregnant.
That sounds fantastic.
It's a great movie. I love it.
Also has Sandal Bergman from Conan the Barbarian.
Yes, she plays his sort of love interest. But yeah, it's I've always liked it, and Rowdy Piper is always a badass, and so I've always enjoyed that movie. And I got the Vinegar Syndrome not too long ago, so
yeah, they used to run that on USA Up All Night. I mean, all the time. I don't know how many times I saw that movie back in the 80s and early 90s on television.
Yeah. If you have not seen this movie is an experience. It's in campy, cheesy, outrageous,
but food
fest, amazing.
The frog makeup effects are actually pretty good.
Yes, they are actually, especially with the like the king frog and all that.
Oh yeah.
The frog effects are really good.
Makeup effects are actually pretty good. So
yeah,
they spent their money in the right places.
Yep, they did. I mean, what it lacks in acting ability and story, it makes up in special effects, man. So it's really good. If you guys can find a way to watch that, yeah, there you go. You got the Arrow. I have.
Yeah, this was region locked. I think Vinegar. Yeah, this was region B locked, and then Vinegar Syndrome released in the US. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think this might be region free all around. The Vinegar Syndrome one. Not really sure, but I think it is. But yeah, it's got the Blu-ray and DVD. So if you've not seen this, and if you're a fan of Rowdy Piper and late night, like cheesy trashy movies. Check it out. It's really good.
Probably his second best movie, to be honest.
Yeah. They Live and Hell Comes to Frogtown. And then after that, it was kind of straight to DVD stuff all over.
I think They Live is probably the only Roddy Piper film I've seen. But that comes to no surprise.
It's a good one to see, though.
Oh, yeah. Great movie.
Quite a few movies Vinegar Syndrome put out. Yes, quite a few. Vinegar Syndrome, that's what they specialize in. So if you remember any like USA Up All Night, Run to Sheer, Gilbert Gottfried movies, probably Vinegar Syndrome has them. So
Vinegar Syndrome's had a habit lately of putting out a lot of movies at Red Letter Media showcases too.
Yeah, they've
been doing a lot of that lately too.
I'm sure there's reasons for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, because once that's on Red Letter Media, I mean, there's a demand for these movies that haven't been put in. So I mean, you're guaranteed some sales right from that. I mean, I bought a few that I had never seen except for Red Letter Media, like Action USA. I somehow had missed that movie, and Red Letter Media did a review on it, and a few months later, there's a new super special edition, hand numbered edition coming from Vinegar Syndrome. So
it's nice. I mean, Red Letter Media, I mean, they get you some good flicks that you've never heard of, or it just makes you want to see them. So.
I don't know if good's the right word, but yeah.
Well, what people's opinion of good and what we like and what they like, it just differs,
Oh yeah, I love most of the movies.
I was talking about this movie with Andre the other day, and we brought up the sequel, and I can't remember. Was Rowdy in the sequel? I don't think he was.
Oh no, it was the guy with the chin.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm trying to remember his name too. Yep.
He's the maniac cop.
Robert Zadar.
What is his name?
Yeah,
Robert Zadar.
Yeah, Robert Zadar plays Sam Hell in Frogtown 2. So
That's
right. Yeah. But that one sucks compared to the first one. Indeed. So there was one of my first cheesy picks of the night was good. Yes, I agree that good equals entertaining. If you're entertained by it, even if it's a shitty movie, I still think it's a good movie. So
I have more fun sometimes with shitty movies than I do sitting through things like Gandhi.
Exactly. Yeah, Gandhi may be a good movie, but
that's like the only movie in the first Columbia set that I have not made it all the way through. I just couldn't.
No, the only time I've watched it, and I watched it all the way through, was in my history class.
I've
never heard of this.
I still got a little bit left of it. I've just never had the desire to go back.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Gandhi 2 from UHF this time.
Yes.
He's back. I would rather watch that one. That was good.
How would you like your steak, sir? Medium rare.
He's got the machine gun and stuff. But this one that says Glizner says Vinegar Syndrome put out the worst movie ever, one of the worst movies ever, Hellriders. It stars Adam West and Tina Louise. Has anybody seen that? I've never heard of that one.
Never.
I saw it years and years ago. Vinegar Syndrome puts out a lot of the worst movies ever.
Oh yeah, that's why I love going there sometimes, just picking out something off the wall.
Somebody
and then
tell me, please. Why does it sound like when Adam West talks, he's constantly orgasming?
Because it's Adam West.
Adam West.
That was good. But there you go. It's good. Let's go back to you, Mike. What else you got for us?
Okay, well, I'm not sharing this one, but this is for Glenzer. This is Company of Wolves Steelbook Blu-ray. This is from the UK. I think it's out of print now, though. So
that's nice.
You might still be able to pick it up, but this came out several years ago. And I think it's out of print. It is region free if you find it. So just whatever. Cool. So my next pick is another recent Arrow release. It's the Hills Have Eyes on 4K.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
still in the plastic though.
I opened mine up just a couple days ago. So this was supposed to come out earlier.
Yeah, I got mine from Zabi. Because I thought Zabi was doing something special with it, but I realized no, it's not. It's just the same one that everything else.
Well, Zabi does special a lot lot because
I thought they were this time, but they didn't.
Well, because they bought Arrow, right?
I had heard something like that. Yeah.
Zabi owns Arrow now. So, The Hills Have Eyes was a movie that for years I didn't really care for. It was I'm not a huge Wes Craven fan. I think Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream are masterpieces, but
yeah,
he's got a lot more misses and hits. But it was only like in about 10 years ago that I really grew to appreciate The Hills Have Eyes. So I really enjoy it now, but used to be for the years I would watch it every couple of years and just not really care for it. But it's one of my favorite Wes Craven films now at this point. The 4K is really nice. It's got all the same extras as the 2K Blu-ray that Arrow put out a couple years ago. But the 4K transfer is really nice. It's really worth picking up. So
I actually am a Wes Craven fan, but that one is one of his more harder watches. I will admit that.
I would agree with you on that because I've never been a huge fan of The Hills Have Eyes.
I'm still not a huge fan of the Last House on the Left, but
another hard watch.
Yeah,
yeah. But
I mean, it's worth it for the last 20 minutes or whatever, but that's about it. It's like before
like
that,
I said,
it's a tough one.
But like I said, I first saw The Hills Have Eyes like in the late 80s, and for like almost 30 years, I just didn't really care for it. And then something just clicked, and I really enjoy it now. And I really enjoy The Hills Have Eyes Part 2 just because of how ridiculous it is. It's not it's not a good movie, but it's entertaining. And it's just, the final girl is blind, which is strange. It's got first person view of a dog in a lot of scenes. You'll see that. It's really weird. And that was just a movie that Craven did because he was basically desperate for work, because he did that right around the same time he did Nightmare on Elm Street, and he had directed a few flops in the early 80s, and he was on his way out of theatrical filmmaking until Nightmare on Elm Street hit big. Yeah. But before that got released, he did The Hills Have Eyes Part 2 to try to get back in the good graces. And that film, you could tell his heart just wasn't in that one. It's pretty horrible, but it's entertaining. Arrow actually put that out on Blu-ray not too long ago. The second part.
I have one of them, but I don't think it's the Arrow release.
I like what Glisner says. Wes Craven's Music of the Heart was a hard watch for me. Kept expecting a horror scene.
I think Image put it out on Blu-ray before, and it's a horrible disc. Their Hills Have Eyes disc is pretty. It probably is. This is the Arrow one. The Hills Have Eyes Part 2.
No, I don't have that one.
Yeah, the Image one is not good.
That's probably the one I got.
But yeah, like you guys said, though, The Hills Have Eyes and The Last House on the Left, them are hard. I mean, I'm a fan of Wes Craven. I like Wes Craven's work. I think he was one of my favorite directors. But those movies are hard watches, really hard watches.
I don't know about the remake being better, Tyrell, but I think it's decent.
The Hills Have Eyes remake's really good. Now, Part 2 is terrible.
Right.
But the first remake by Alexander Ajo is pretty damn good. It's one of the better horror remakes of the past 20 years.
Yeah, I've seen it. It wasn't bad, but it was just like I said, it's still like The Hills Have Eyes, man. Just hard watches. But that's a good one. I just seen that release as well too, so that's pretty cool. Runner, let's see what you got for us now.
All right. This one I picked up yesterday. I could have gotten it for the Black Friday sale, but I don't know. And I watched it just last night, and I forgot how much I loved this movie. The Goonies.
Oh, 4K too. Nice. I love The Goonies. The Goonies is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean, just great movie. I remember seeing it when I was little. Just fantastic.
Just like the time Michael Jackson came over to the house to use the bathroom.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, Michael Jackson didn't come over to my house to use the bathroom, but his sister did.
No, you know what's hilarious? Like when I watched it now and I like hear the kids like cuss and shit. I'm like, shit. I didn't
Yeah,
know
when
how
he-
much language they. I didn't know how much language there was.
What?
Yeah.
Notice. I wonder if my mom's gonna notice.
It's just weird because I didn't. No, it's just weird.
when he's
Of
telling
course
the
she's gonna
housekeeper.
notice. It's her favorite piece.
I love the Goonies. I take it, Mike, you don't really like the Goonies.
No, I love the Goonies.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
I just don't know what else I'm going to say about it.
I know
Yeah,
everybody's talked a lot about the Goonies.
I'm
I
going
think
to set up booty traps.
I saw it a couple times when it originally came out in the theater. I remember going to see it more than once.
You mean booby traps? That's what I said. Booty traps.
Booty traps.
Booty traps.
But it's weird. I remember scenes that aren't in the movie now. So I always wonder if
You probably see
My
the
mem-
TV version.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember scenes and lines that were probably in the TV version.
The TV version had a bunch of scenes that were added to it. And in fact, it showed quite frequently on the Disney Channel, which included the first meeting between the antagonist teens, Brand, and the kids at the store. I think there was another scene between Chunk and Sloth, and then there was the scene with the octopus that is referred to in the final cut but isn't shown. And there's a couple other little scenes and tidbits here and there that were in the TV cut.
Yeah. But like I said, I saw it a couple times when I originally.
It's such a good movie.
That's
Because
that's
surprisingly, they cut out the scene where the dick gets broke off. They cut that whole bit out.
you can't cut that out, man.
That was a great scene. And they just flip it upside down and the balls are fucking up instead of down.
God did it like that, y'all be pissing in your faces.
It's so good.
I love that movie. It's so good. Like I was saying earlier, I like when he's telling the housekeeper
Drugs going,
the drugs going. I love that scene.
Design devices and shit. Yeah. That's another scene that always gets chopped out in the TV version. Too.
Yeah, because they won't let you. God forbid you see that on TV.
Well, how are you going to fix that, right?
Exactly.
They just cut it out almost completely. Like that whole bit and that opening bit is almost like completely gone. But then it cuts to them going upstairs, and then so then there's that whole added scene at the gas station. You got Chunk trying to steal ice cream out of the fucking thing, and then Troy comes up and he puts Mikey in a headlock, and that's when Brand comes in and breaks him up, and then they all take off, leaving Brand, and then it just cuts perfectly in the movie because it's just because they're all just still chasing each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it also gives you motivation as to why Troy does what he does to Bran when he catches him on the road on the bike.
Right. But that's cool. That's such a like a quintessential like coming of age movie for everybody. That's just about everybody's seen. It's such a good movie, man. And
Absolutely.
4K too.
Yeah, is the 4K transfer good?
Yeah, it's decent. I mean, I heard a lot of people complain about it, but I mean, it's a movie shot in a lot of dark.
Yeah, it does get dark
That's
in there.
true.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So there you go. I mean, when you get 4K, you guys have to look for it. So it's pretty decent transfer.
Pretty sure it came from the negative, didn't it, Mike? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so. It's funny that movie, when it was released on Blu-ray, it was released in the UK like way ahead of time than the US. I actually imported that when it originally came out on Blu-ray from the UK. I think it took them like another year for it to come out in the US on Blu-ray.
Dang. More you know.
And I still have the foreign import.
I remember when that DVD came out, though, that was one of the bigger special editions. And they really put a lot into that. I mean, of course, it all carried over now into the Blu-rays, but
yeah, just that commentary alone, they put something
exactly. That was made it worth the whole thing.
So good. Classic. I love it. Runner, you looks like you might have did some good shopping finally.
Especially now that we lost Richard Donner.
I know it's
like that commentary is so
Yeah.
precious because like it was a cast reunion and everything. It was so great.
I got the Scrooge Blu-ray. Does he do a commentary on the Scrooge Blu-ray?
I'm not sure. Scrooged, I think, is bare bones.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I have had that for a while. I love that. That's a movie that I really wish would get like a big thing.
Unfortunately, I don't know if we'll ever hear anything he had to say about it outside of he didn't have a very great experience making it.
Yeah. But it's still such a good movie. Down Here Is Our Time. Damn right. Let's go to you, Tom. Let's see what you got now.
All right, what do I got next here? Let's do this one. Since this is another one, probably be like, okay. Kino has been knocking it out of the park with a lot of classic films that just never made their way to either DVD or just barely made their way to DVD. This is one of those that barely made its way to DVD. And probably I was surprised I ever got a Blu-ray, but hey, it's a cute little movie. It's called For Love or Money, and it stars Michael J. Fox.
I've seen it. I like that movie.
And yeah, it's Michael J. Fox plays a concierge.
I've never seen it.
And it
a good one.
Was the second film for Barry Sonnenfeld, who of course directed The Addams Family, which I may bring next week.
I was going to say,
I haven't. I just didn't get to finish watching it yet, so that's why I didn't bring it this week. I was actually watching it just before I hopped on here.
Nice.
I was going to try and finish it up, but I'm like, I already got too many movies laying here. So yeah, it's a pretty funny movie, especially for a chick flick.
Yeah, I've always liked
of
it.
Sorts. I wouldn't necessarily call it a chick flick, but you could like trick your girlfriend into watching it and having fun with it yourself because it's pretty funny. It's typical Michael J. Fox kind of vehicle, but surprised to hear you guys have seen it and actually like it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like it. I've watched that. Man, I'm a huge Michael J. Fox fan ever since Family Ties. Like Family Ties, Back to the Future, Greedy, Teen Wolf, that movie, Secret of My Success. Man, I've watched Michael J. Fox for like my life with Mikey.
I was just going to mention Greedy because that came out around the same time as For Love or Money.
That's another one that needs to come out. I think.
Oh yeah,
has it been announced yet?
I
want to say I think I heard Kino might be doing that one.
That'd be cool. I'd like to have that. I like Greedy. I thought Greedy was always one of his good ones.
Greedy is a very underrated film.
Very underrated.
Loosely based on the play Greed. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so I was just saying Kirk Douglas is great in that movie.
Oh, yes. I fucking love Michael for the same reason. Michael J. Fox was one of those growing up that he was just Michael J. Fox, right?
Right.
It started. Our first introduction was Alex P. Keaton, as like you said, Greg, and then of course he was Marty McFly and Scott and Teen Wolf. All like so, he was like getting all these great things at once. It was just like wow, like he's the dude. So he was probably like my first main star guy. Like I knew of, like knew his name, and when I saw one of his movies, I had to see it. So yeah, I always did. And I mean, is it his best film? No, but it's pretty funny. Anyway, the main story, as I said, he plays a concierge who falls for this one chick, but of course, this one chick is the only person who's kind of coming between him and his dream because she's dating the guy who wants to bankroll his dream hotel. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the main plot.
Yeah. Doesn't he have to take care of her though? Isn't it like he?
Yeah, of course. It's got the whole classic, like I want you to take care of her while dealing with his wife.
Yeah, that's a good movie though. I like that movie. It's good. It's a good pick.
I think though probably his best movie from those early to mid-90s is probably Doc Hollywood though.
Oh absolutely. Yeah. Between Doc Hollywood probably and Greedy. Yeah. Between those two, I mean, Doc Hollywood was a huge hit for him, though. On top of that, so.
Yeah,
For
Love or Money didn't do that well.
Yeah, Anthony Draven. I really enjoy The Hard Way too with James Woods. It's a really good.
That movie's out too. I've been meaning to get that.
In the U.S. on Blu-ray. I've had the imported version for years.
Yeah, I've been meaning to pick that up too. It's only $15 right now, so
great fucking flick.
Panda Claus, I am ashamed of you. I still haven't seen.
I retract what I said. Hard Way is his best movie of that era, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Someone hasn't seen Back to the Future.
I think so. I'm still going to go with Doc Hollywood for that.
I like Doc Hollywood, but The Hard Way is, I don't know. It's just one of those movies that.
I'll put it to you this way.
I can watch it.
Outside of Teen Wolf and Back to the Future, I'd have to say, The Hard Way, Doc Hollywood, and Greedy are Michael J. Fox's top.
Yeah, basically, if you go past, obviously Back to the Future being his best.
Yes.
Teen Wolf's really good, but Frighteners is another great one. But that's kind of like his latter. That's his latter ones. I really liked
4K though.
No, I think it might have been scanned. It's hard to say. I don't know. See, the four that we were talking about earlier that were scanned are ones that Peter Jackson controls, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he controls the Frighteners.
Really? I know Weta.
That's a Universal title.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's true, but that is a good
Well-
pick, Tom. I like that movie.
And most people don't know The Frighteners was actually meant to be Tales from the Crypt 3.
Yes, you told me that one day, and I did not even know that. So that's crazy.
But it was since Bordello Blood didn't do well, they changed course at the last minute, chopped off all the Crypt Keeper scenes. I don't think they ever got filmed.
No,
They just but and then they actually changed course and made it PG-13 as well.
I tell you, if you ever come across the actual Tales from the Crypt Part 3, which was straight to DVD,
You were telling me about that
Yeah.
night. Yeah.
don't ever watch that. That
Yeah, it's
movie
pretty
is
bad.
horrible.
Yeah, Ritual's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
Ritual, and he's got dreadlocks and stuff, man. Oh, it's
Yeah,
horrible.
it's got Jennifer Grey, I think, is the star of that one.
Yeah, it's bad.
But yeah, that's why The Frighteners is produced by like Robert Zemeckis and all those guys.
And it's a really good one too. And like you said, that's one of his greater latter films of his career.
Did Kino put out The Hard Way, Tom?
I believe so.
So, yes.
I don't have.
See, that's
that
why I
on
think
there.
they're kind
I need
because
to
they
look that up.
there was okay, and this is why I think they're going to be doing Greedy next. And I think I did hear something about that. Is I have a DVD set that has The Hard Way, For Love or Money, and Greedy in it from Universal.
Oh, nice.
So that's why I'm thinking that.
I hope they do, because man, when Kurt Russell, I don't want to spoil because people may not like the end of the movie when he just that was so cool. Anyways, I love that movie. But yeah, that was a good one. Thanks, Tom. I haven't thought about that movie in a while.
Not Kurt Russell, I think, but yeah.
Yeah.
If you're talking about The Hard Way.
Oh, I was talking about Greedy for a minute.
Oh, Greedy.
Yeah. I was really hope they actually do put Greedy on Blu-ray because I like that movie. But I haven't thought about that For Love or Money in a long time, so that was a good movie.
Yeah, like I said, it's not great, but it's good.
Yeah. Cool. I guess I'll go to me. I got it's a newer film, but I really like the steelbook on this, and it's 4K. It's John Wick 3 steelbook, which I just really like the steelbook for 4K.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
dope.
I still haven't gotten around to watch that at all.
It's not bad.
Right.
It's pretty good. I mean, I still think the first John Wick is the best,
Yeah.
but this one's not too bad.
I have a hot take. I like the third one the best. The only reason I think that is because it's the only John Wick movie I saw in the theater. Okay.
No. I was actually going to say that I can understand your point of view, but that wasn't the reasoning I was going to give. I was going to say I think it's the reason why my enjoyment of the films went down through each one, and that is because the first film is the most realistic. The third film is the most like a video game. Like it feels like, so maybe you just like that aspect of it. Like it's kind of more of a straightforward action flick.
I mean,
I kind of feel that.
I believed it. I like all three movies. I know some people kind of shit on the third movie. I mean, not totally, but like I
don't hate it.
No. I've heard people say like, oh, like I've heard a few people say like, oh, it's not good. It's like it's probably my favorite, honestly. And I mean, that was just a freaking cool theater experience I had watching the third movie. And I've only seen it once, and I own it. I own all three movies on Blu-ray.
Cool.
So I'm a big John Wick fan, and
I love the John Wick franchise. I think it's a great franchise. I like the third movie. It's not bad. It's a little overlong, and it does get a little like Tom said, video game-ish, but it's still good. But I like the first one. You just can't beat that first John Wick movie. I would say special about that.
I would say the okay, there's a difference between better and favorite movie. The better movie is the first one, without a doubt.
That's a fair assessment too.
My third, the third one is my favorite.
I could get where you're coming from, like since you've seen it in the theater and everything, and how the theater going experience was. But yeah, I just really like that steelbook. The way, if you like, what you can tell, it's like
painting.
Yeah. I thought it was really neat. So I had to get that one. The other two I have on regular 4K disc. But
I mean the ending to John Wick 3 when I saw it in the theater, with Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Like that whole last bit, I'm just like, damn it!
That was kind of cool.
I need that fourth movie.
No, I
It was
enjoyed
cool.
it quite a bit. I mean, it's kind of like the whole like when I kind of dig on like Die Hard 2 or Lethal Weapon 2. It's like they're great fucking flicks, but compared to the other ones, they're that's the
Yeah.
least of the bunch, right? Like, of course, well, when I say that, I mean of the actual movies. When it comes to Die Hard, we don't count that last atrocity.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I like Steven. I like all the John Wick movies too. We do. It's just like that first one movie is like I would have to say is the best. And with most action franchises, you know, they kind of lose some of their luster as they go along, but they're still great movies.
I mean, it's the better movie. Like I said, like it's like the first one's the better movie, and it's probably the one I've seen the most. I just like 3, and yeah, 2's good too. It's probably my least favorite, but I like it.
It is what it is, man. But that's cool.
Like, there's more memorable moments in 1 and 3 to me than 2, but I got to rewatch 2.
2's a pretty good one. It's the one that's probably like I guess because it is the midpoint of the movie, but yeah, it's basically like a midway between 1 and 3. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And that director for John Wick, didn't he like wasn't he like a part of the Matrix movies?
He was a stunt coordinator.
Yeah,
that stunt coordinator, thank you. Because it sounded that's what I've heard, and he's also going to be the director
for some MCU shit too, I think.
Yeah, he's done some of that too.
He's going to be the director for that Ghost of Tsushima adaptation movie.
Is that the same one who's doing the Highlander movie too, or am I thinking?
Yeah,
else?
that's him.
Yeah, it's the same
Highlander
guy,
remake and Ghost of Tsushima. And I mean, I can get to the whole Ghost of Tsushima thing. I'm a huge Ghost of Tsushima fan. Loved playing that game. It was my favorite of last year. And I think he would be a really cool director for that, just for like the combat and just.
I'm not against the Highlander remake either.
No, but like
I know that's kind of a hot take, but
I have a bit of a mix on that myself.
Look, there was one good Highlander movie. Let's be
That's true.
honest with ourselves.
I will be 100%.
Let's be 100% honest with ourselves. There was one good Highlander
movie. The Quickening.
That movie was awful.
Fuck you, Mike.
What happens there?
Although I gotta admit, with Mike, like there is some cool, like that fight scene is.
Nah, that movie's horrible.
That is pretty.
You know what I really want though. I really want a nice copy of the original theatrical cut.
I agree with you. I just
when is that 4K coming out? Because I want to buy it so I can watch it.
It got delayed again. I don't know why, because they have had the 4K version for how long now, Mike? Since that 2015 DVD.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
Because that came from a 4K master, and that one looks nice. I mean, they're at the point now where I'd hope they almost rescanned it because like the technology has gotten so much better since then. But yeah, maybe
because sometimes I buy movies just so I can like get myself to see them, and you know that movie
Highlander is like a must see. Yes, I mean, but
oh yeah, but like
if you can find it for like $6-7, it'd be worth buying it again because it might be a good couple quarters before we see that movie. The Studio Canal likes to announce shit, and then it comes along when it comes along.
I've still got my original import Blu-ray of that. I'm just waiting on the 4K to drop before I buy it again.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have the one before they remastered it?
Yeah, it's from the UK. It's a steel book.
That movie's been remastered like 6 times now.
I mean, it looks okay, but I wasn't going to buy it again until.
Yeah, the newest Studio Canal 4K 2K transfer is really decent.
And the Highlander remake's going to have Henry Cavill in it, right?
Yeah.
Well, we know.
I think he confirmed
a bunch of
Connor as well.
When we know a bunch of ladies are going to watch that movie.
Well, and I was going to point out that's the only reason the series was popular.
Yeah. No, but like the Ghost of Tsushima, like the Ghost of Tsushima thing, like I'm kind of with FanZcene and how he thinks about the Highlander remake. I'm pretty mixed on that adaptation. It's like you could do a really good movie of that, but it's like there's no point at the same time because if you've played the game or have at least like watched the gameplay, it is one of the most like cinematic games I've ever played in my life, and it is so good. and I'm not sure who you'd even cast, but
I don't play games, so I don't really know what this. I don't know
but
what this is.
No, but
I haven't,
but
I
if
haven't
you watch
played
like
it yet.
but if you
I'm
if you
aware
watch,
of it, but
yeah, but if you watch like gameplay of it, well, I think the only I think the big reason Ghost of Tsushima like gained its popularity was the atrocity that was Last
Well, is
of
that
Us
what he's
Part
shooting
2.
right now, or is he shooting that after Highlander? Because I think
I'm not sure which was announced.
Because I think Henry said Highlander starts shooting in February, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so maybe it's Highlander and then Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't know if he was working on it already or what.
I'm wondering when that was announced because we were covering it on the gaming channel I'm a part of, in one of the streams, and yeah. So but I think the action for that movie would be fantastic, and I think that's an important part. Is like the whole samurai actionness and all of that. I think that would be cool. Just I would tell, what's his name, Chad Stileski.
I think so. I think that's his name, the director.
Yeah, Chad Stileski. Just make a really good video game movie. Try to break the curse. That's all I really ask. And
but I would say like. I think the guy's cool with what he did with John Wick, and Henry Cavill as the Highlander. That's definitely a plus. That's definitely a plus.
Well, I look at it this way, like going off of what I was saying before, because that was the point I was going to get to. Is Highlander was never a series that had a great track record after that first film, but it had potential like a motherfucker, or they wouldn't have kept trying, right? Like if you do it right, it has potential to be a great franchise. And getting somebody like Henry Cavill on board and potentially this director on board is a good start. I'll say that much.
I think if they could bring like Christopher Lambert in some way, not as Connor McLeod, but like as to help, I think maybe that could work a little bit. I don't know.
He is in rough shape from what I've heard.
Yeah, he's pretty bad though.
I agree with that.
I could only imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't have very good vision then, but I've heard he's like even worse now, and he can
man,
barely walk and shit too. I've heard from back problems and stuff.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But no, I mean, cool to have him in like some kind of cameo. But I was really hoping,
a cameo or something.
I'm hoping they announce Antonio Banderas as Ramirez. That'd be fucking bitch.
That'd be badass. Now, see, like it has potential. Like you said, it has potential. I'm just weary in today's day and age of remakes. Is all. That's really because it's a great director, great actor. They're not really, as some people would say, quote unquote.
Bautista was attached for a while, so I can kind of see Bautista playing a version of the Kurgan, but I don't know if he could ever live up to Clancy. That's the thing. That's where I hope he's not part of this. Like that was something that was announced a while ago, and he was announced way before they announced the Henry Cavill business. So I don't know if he's still attached or not.
He's really limited as an actor.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying.
I hope he
did good. He did good in Dune, though. He did do good in Dune. So, like, I mean, I'm not.
Well, I mean, he's in what, 3 scenes?
Exactly. Like, I'm not convinced yet. That was what I was going to say. So,
yeah. I mean, I like Dave Bautista, but yeah, he's perfect in Guardians of the Galaxy because he's the.
You actually need somebody like The Rock to play the Kurgan, I think. Sadly, not really
somebody more charismatic.
If you've seen Dave Bautista in other things, he's not that bad of an actor. At least I think.
I've seen him in other things. He's not that great of an actor.
I don't. Now again, though, don't quote me on this because he was attached to a remake of Highlander like 2 or 3 years before this version was announced. So he may not have anything to do with this version. So just so everybody's clear.
Yeah.
I'm not FanZcene. I'm not saying he's a great actor. I'm just saying he's a better actor, I think, than some people give him credit to. That's just me, though. He had a short part in Blade Runner 2049, and I didn't think he was that bad.
Well, his nipples are sensitive, HVP. And then HVP also asked, is the director's cut of Highlander any good? Well, that's pretty much really the only real cut there is. Hey, Ards, how you doing, buddy?
No, it's up,
boy. Because actually the US cut hasn't really been in existence for how many years now, Mike?
It's been a while, yeah.
Like since the first few video releases, I think. I don't even know if the theatrical version's ever really been on DVD or Blu-ray.
I think
the original maybe, but not really. I don't think it was Because the one I have,
I'd have to check my desk.
The old
letterboxed,
non-anamorphic one I have is the director's cut. So
the Old Republic DVD.
Yep, and I also have the when they finally remastered it for Anchor Bay, and I'm pretty fucking sure that's the director's cut as well. It just kind of replaced the old version, because all it was the just cut down by a few minutes for the US version for some dumb reason.
Yeah, the Anchor Bay one is definitely the director's cut.
Yeah,
the Old Republic DVD. Now you got me wonder if it didn't have both versions or if it was
I don't think it did. I think it's only the director's cut. I have it, and I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah, I've got that DVD somewhere out in my garage.
I got
because that was on the heels of the Laserdisc, so that would have been the last time it was directed on video too.
Wrong thing here. I've got this one.
I've got that one. Yep.
That's the director's cut too. I got this one, another one, and then I got the Blu-ray with part 1 and 2 together.
Which you're lucky, because part 2 is really hard to come by.
Yeah, so I have the blue. It's contains the first Highlander and the Renegade's cut of part 2.
Well, that's the only cut there is, which is actually technically the Renegade cut 2.0.
Yeah, you're right,
because it's different from the DVD version that they did, and you've only been able to get the theatrical cut. How did you get? Yeah, that's that one. That's the import though, but that only has. Which version is that one though, Mike?
This is actually the Olive Films version.
Okay, so which is it's just the Renegade? Which Renegade cut though?
Yeah, it's the Renegade version,
like the one that Lionsgate just released
probably
amount of years ago. Okay,
yeah,
but
because Lionsgate and Olive both release it on Blu-ray.
Does it have any extras or anything on it, or?
This one does not, but I have the Lionsgate version on DVD. So what I actually did was I just got the.
Okay.
So I've got all the extras on the DVDs. Yeah.
I wonder what kind of how it looks, because the Olive, like a lot of the Olive ones I've had, like I rebought Cujo and you're muted, man.
Oh, yeah. This one looks fine. It looks fine.
Okay. I was gonna say because the Olive version of Monster Squad and Cujo fucking suck donkey balls. So
yes, they do.
So I went back and found the Lionsgate ones. So I didn't know if that was a similar one, but I'd imagine they have to come from the same master, because they were all from how they did that with the digital effects for the Renegade cut. I'd imagine it's probably the same. Is it DTSX or whatever? 7.1 or whatever, 6.1 or whatever it is.
I'm not sure.
Because that was the other thing I noticed too, is Olive only likes to release them in 2.0 sound.
It doesn't say on the back of the box. I don't recall. It's been a few years since
because they did a new sound mix too for this new Blu-ray version. Because they had a whole thing on the. Because that's be the DVD version. I think you got there too. They talk about how they remastered it again. They changed a bunch of shit from the last Renegade version.
Yeah, now the DVD set I had in there is the 2-disc Lionsgate.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because it looks just like the cover of mine. Yeah, which I believe would be the version you have, Greg.
That's what I'm thinking. This one's got
the Lionsgate one's way more expensive than the Olive.
I just happened to find.
I found the
Olive one. Well, it's probably Lionsgate then. I found this Olive one in one of the local used places a few years ago. I was like, I might as well get it. So,
well, I was just curious if Olive did it before they did the Lionsgate one, if it was just the like 1080i or 720p version of the DVD, just out of curiosity, because I know there's a difference. Like even like for one thing is like they changed the color of the last quarter of the movie, because in the other version they had the wrong sky color. So they wanted it to match the actual shit that was filmed. So they changed it from red to blue and shit and stuff like that. So there's some like extreme changes in it for the third time.
But yeah,
and they had to, I know they had to redo a lot of the special effects for HD as well.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Whose turn is it?
It was Runner's now, but
that's mine. That's mine.
Oh no, it's yours. Duh. I just forgot because
I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, it's Mike, because I just did. John Wick, and we got on the Highlander.
Yeah, and that's it. That's Runner brought up Samurai. Yeah, so since you brought up Ghost of Tsushima, I changed one of my movies I was going to talk about tonight, and I grabbed the 4K Steelbook of Ron. The
Oh.
Kurosawa's
I still
Ron.
need to get that.
Might be hard to come by now
I've heard.
because there's a Best Buy exclusive.
I know Odin's been talking about that.
Yeah, this is a legit good disc. It's really good. Yeah, Odin was pushing the Terminator 2 disc too. So,
And Ryan.
and Ryan, yeah. This is a legit good disc.
Oh,
though.
I chewed him out in the back in a DM about that.
But this is one of my favorite Kurosawa films. I think this is the first one of his films I actually have on 4K. But you got the 2-disc. I'm sure Lionsgate will release like a regular version of this sometime next year. I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know how familiar a lot of you guys are with Kurosawa, but great director. I mean, I don't know what else I don't know what I can say about Kurosawa's films. I mean,
I haven't
there's
seen
so
it,
many-
but
so
I'm
many
aware
good
of
ones.
it.
There's so many
Yeah.
good ones. Yeah, Ron is basically his adaptation of King Lear.
Well, it's like one of his latter ones, right?
Yeah. This and Kagamusha were
Mhm.
like I believe those were his 2 last samurai films.
Right.
This one I came after Kagamusha, I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this was 1985. Yeah. Ron is basically his adaptation of King Lear. Great film. I mean, the costumes, the battles, it's fantastic. Yeah, I would probably say after Seven Samurai and Rashomon, this is probably my favorite Kurosawa film after those 2. I really enjoy them. And like I said, right now it's a Best Buy exclusive. If you can still find it in store. This was in all 3 of my local Best Buys. This is the very last copy in all 3 stores. So
Dang, you got lucky then.
yeah. Well, I ordered it online and went and picked because I ordered it online at one store for pickup and they canceled the order because they actually didn't have it. So I ended up ordering it for another store. They had 1 copy left. So I was able to grab it. So because I didn't even know it was out for like a couple weeks after it had been released. So but yeah, if you've it's very accessible if you want to start out watching Kurosawa films. It's pretty accessible. Yeah, it's one of his more accessible films, I would say. Kagamusha is too, but
It's a beautiful looking steelbook.
Well, now that I
it's
just
pretty cool.
now that I just
It's,
ordered it, I'll let y'all know it's still available on BestBuy.com.
oh, cool.
Oh,
It's
there you go.
actually it got a Black Friday sale right now with $4 off.
Nice.
There you
There you go, man.
There you go.
So I got it for $18.99.
Good deal.
Oh,
That is
hold
pretty
on.
good.
Whole dollar off because I think it was $19.99.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd go
they
for
claim
it.
it's $4 off though. So
Well, yeah, the retail price, but I don't think they've ever charged the full retail
that
price
could
for it
very
anyway.
well be.
Because I think I paid $19.99 for it. So.
Everybody out there, take a drink because
So,
Tom.
Runner,
bought
have you ever
something.
actually watched any Kurosawa films?
Not that I could recall from.
Okay, you need to get on that too, man.
Oh, Seven Samurai and
There's a lot I
Seven
need to get
Samurai.
into, Mike.
and Hidden Fortress.
Are the Criterion stuff? Are they still half price right now?
I believe so.
Yeah, you can get most of those on Criterion right now. Let's see, the samurai films. There's Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Yojimbo, and Sanjuro. They usually sell. I think those are sold as a set.
Criterions
Fortress.
rarely go out of print. Rarely.
The Kurosawa films, you're probably right. Those probably won't go out of print anytime
There's
soon.
been quite a few of their titles that, unless somebody else picks them up.
Now, Ron, I actually have Ron on DVD. That's the Criterion version. They lost the rights to that, so
Right. That's what I mean. Unless somebody else turns around and licenses it out, then
yeah, because Ron was actually a Studio Canal film, and Criterion licensed it out for DVD, but they never re-upped their license for Ron.
right.
And Lionsgate picked it up here in the United States. So, yeah, you got Seven Samurai, Hidden Fortress, Kagamusha, Yojimbo, Sanjuro. Throne of Blood is a really good one. That's basically,
And I've got like 2 of the ones you just named, and that's it.
yeah, you got to go for all of his samurai flicks. They're pretty fucking great.
Yeah, I got Seven Samurai, and got Hidden Fortress. I might have Yojimbo, so I might be wrong. I might have 3.
Yeah, Yojimbo and Sanjuro. I mean, they're all.
I
so
got a
good.
couple Criterion ones on one of the last sales.
But
Where I picked
Rashomon
up Seven Samurai and shit. Yeah,
Rashomon's really unique, especially for the time, because they tell the same event by different viewpoints of the characters, so it was really ahead of its time as far as the storytelling mechanic of the film. So,
well, Runner, have you ever seen Magnificent Seven?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I haven't seen the original or the remake.
Okay, well, both of those are remakes of Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Oh,
Battle
okay.
Beyond the Stars either, have you?
Which one?
Battle Beyond the Stars.
Well, I was gonna say, once you see Hidden Fortress, you'll be like, "Oh, that's a lot like Star Wars."
Yeah, Hidden Fortress.
No, it's funny because I remember seeing like commercials for like the remake of Magnificent Seven, and I'm like, oh shit, a Western with Chris Pratt? That's cool.
That wasn't the
And
worst
Denzel
remake, but you're better off
Denzel
just watching
Washington.
the Yul Brenner one and then Seven Samurai. Those are the two best
Yeah.
versions.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree with you on that, Tom.
What were you gonna say, Mike? You were gonna say something else. Sorry, buddy.
Well, you've also got Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yes, clearly. I picked up that Steelbook too. By
Yeah,
the
I've
way.
been wanting to get the steelbook of that myself.
Yeah, usually I don't, but the transfer on this, they did a new transfer for the Steelbook, so that's the only reason I picked this up. But yeah, Battle Beyond the Stars is a remake of Magnificent Seven, when the Magnificent Seven is a remake of Seven Samurai. Battle Beyond the Stars even goes as far as to cast Robert Vaughn in basically the same role that he has in Magnificent Seven. So
Yeah,
and this was one of the bigger budget Roger Corman films of the late 70s, early 80s.
yeah. I was trying to write off of the Star Wars fame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trying to capture that.
because they got James Horner does the score for this right before he got big. The score for this sounds a lot like Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
It is a good, decent score though.
Yeah, you can tell he lifted a lot of Star Trek. He's lifted a lot of his Star Trek II score from Battle Beyond the Stars. And the special effects that were done for this movie got reused by a bunch of different Corman productions in the early 80s. So you'll see the same ships all over the place in the Corman films.
Hey, Roger Corman, once you're going to spend that money, you got to keep using it.
Yeah, this was also James Cameron was the art director on this film also. So he did a lot of the I think he's the art director on the film. Yeah, so a lot of the model work, ship designs, everything was James Cameron. So
Nice.
if you haven't seen Battle Beyond the Stars, it's legit a really entertaining Star Wars ripoff. I mean, it's a Star Wars ripoff.
It's one of the best of them. Yes.
It's one of the better ones. Yeah,
it's really entertaining. Otherwise, I wouldn't own 2 copies of it, and I've got 2 original one sheets so around it for the movie too. So
it's like the listener says, you own every steelbook ever made.
no, I don't have a lot of. I don't. That's one thing. I don't really care about physical packaging so much. I just don't care about packaging all that much. It's just what, if I want that version of the movie and it happens to be a steelbook, I'll go ahead and pick it up. But my whole thing is once I put it on the shelf, who cares about the packaging? I'm going to take it out.
Right.
Who gives a
I'm
shit?
more adverse to steelbooks because it's generally like if something happens to them and they have a very good tendency to get scratched and or smudged or broke or bent.
But I care about what's on the disc and the quality that's on the
Exactly.
disc. And all I care about for the physical for the packaging, does it protect the discs?
Yep.
Other than that, I don't care.
And see, there's another thing is there's times where I'll go with the steelbook simply because I know that we're going to get a shitty package and that's going to come up in one of my tonight's movies. I don't know if Mike knows what I'm talking about, but
we'll be getting to here soon.
The worst fucking packaging in movie goddamn history for the best goddamn movie in history.
Like I said, if the only reason I actually repurchase this is because it does have a new transfer. It does look a whole lot better. This transfer does. Otherwise, I could give a shit about the steelbook packaging. So,
see, I don't buy a whole lot of steelbooks, but if like the cover art and everything, that's what I like. I like good cover art. So I like if I take it out and have it on the shelf, I do like to tend to look at the front and the back and the cover art.
Yeah, me too.
Criterion, fucking lap up all this love you're getting right now.
You know, I say this while two of the movies that I've shown tonight are both steelbook packages.
Exactly.
This was the only way you could get these movies.
Now, see, like, I
Otherwise,
like them.
wouldn't give a shit.
I like the artwork. I like the cover. So, like, I do tend to like think of it as two pieces of art. As long as it protects the movie in the case of everything, yes, I'm happy with that. But I also like to have something like when I pull it out, I like looking at the cover and the artwork and stuff. And so I like that stuff.
I'm generally just fine with regular standard. I've come to enjoy slip covers.
Me too.
They look nice on a shelf. But other than that, just give me the original fucking poster art. That's all I want.
Well, that's typically the best art too, because it was such artwork created so great for that, to eye catch you,
Oh, poster art in the 70s, 80s was just really incredible.
Perfect.
It is.
I don't know about who all knows this. I do collect original movie posters, so I've got hundreds. Well, you never know. You never know who's listening for the first time.
No, I know. I'm just picking on.
But yeah, I've got hundreds of posters from the 70s and 80s, and some of the artwork is just fantastic. So
yeah, but
it is an art in it. I mean, I'm kind of like you, Mike. I've got so many in storage. Like I've got, and I mean, just surrounded right now. I've got the Jaws poster to my left, and the Goodfellas, and even Goodfellas being non-drawn art is still art in and of itself.
Right.
You have an original Jaws. You have an original Jaws poster?
Not original. These are.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I wish, man. I fucking wish. I've got a lot of original posters, but no, the ones I'm talking about.
That's one I don't have.
These are ones I'm just looking at, just are surrounded by me, and I got, the classic Scarface poster too, and then just outside of it, I got a bunch more. Like I love poster art.
If you guys want to check out, there's a channel on here.
Clearly, you do too. Oh, I want that Clash of the Titans poster, motherfucker.
That's badass. But check out this guy's channel. It's called These Theater, THEE's Theater. Dude has an amazing collection of like original movie posters. He's got an original Jaws poster and like all the toys and everything. He's got like rooms upon rooms, and it's like his whole YouTube channel is he explores his rooms of a collection. So if you guys are into that stuff, check that out. Yeah, that's amazing stuff.
Yeah, I had the Clash of the Titans and Flash Gordon posters out because I was trying to flatten them out more before I put them back in the frames. I wasn't real happy with how they were displaying in the frames, so they had been sitting on the floor under some weights for a couple weeks trying to flatten them out some more.
Clash is one I want a 4K so bad for, but it's people will bitch about it. I know they will. They'll be like,
well, it's a grainy film. It's a grainy film.
Well, the special effects and shit. Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about them?
I know, right?
That Clash of the Titans was one of my favorite films growing up as a kid. I love that movie. Oh,
it is a good movie.
I actually still have a couple of the toys from the movie.
Really? Those are worth a little bit now, I guess.
Yeah, I never had the Kraken when I was a kid. I always wanted the Kraken.
Everybody wanted the Kraken.
Yeah, but I still have my Perseus figure, and I still have Calibus. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I still have him, and I still have the.
I always like the owl, man.
Bobu.
Yeah, I always like that. That was pretty cool.
I still have the boatman figure.
Right. The skull.
Because I think they only had 4 action figures plus Pegasus and the Kraken. Yeah. I think that's all it is. But yeah, I still have Perseus. I still have the boatman, and I still have Caliban. What
Runner's just like, these guys in their old movie.
Yeah, he's like, I got stuff to show, and I don't know.
Wait, they're not talking about the Liam Neeson one. Fucking never mind.
But
I never even seen that Avatar in that.
Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans was the last
Avatar.
Clash of the Titans was the last.
If you're talking about James Cameron's Avatar, I don't fucking like that movie.
No. We're talking about Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The original Clash of the Titans was the last film that Ray Harryhausen did.
You know what's funny about the whole Clash of the Titans thing? It's one of those movies my dad wants me to see, and he saw it on Netflix, and he was like, and he was questioning if it was like the original or the remake or whatever, and I'm like, and I don't know. My dad was like, I don't even know. He's kind of a boomer, but
the remake could have been good. But they botched the editing on that film so bad it doesn't make any sense. Well, they completely took out the love story with Andromeda.
On top
It's
of
gone.
a million other things I disliked about it. But anyway.
Well, it was just botching the gods the good guys or the bad guys? It's just that they ruined that movie in the editing. I'm sure of it. And then Wrath of the Titans is a terrible film.
Dumb.
But
which one?
But Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans, the sequel to the remake.
Okay.
But Clash of the Titans could have been good if they hadn't have edited it to shit.
Yeah, I think it was the remake that was on Netflix, and that's why
I was kind of pissed when they did the Bobu. I was like, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah.
Oh, it's directed by the same guy that did The Incredible Hulk.
Ang Lee?
No, not
Yeah,
Ang Lee. Louis Lester. the better.
Oh, the
Hulk
Incredible
movie.
Hulk.
Yeah,
not Hulk. The Incredible Hulk, the one that's in the MCU that a lot of people forget. That's
Runner.
Underrated.
Have you ever seen any Ray Harryhausen films?
What?
Ray Harryhausen films.
You know he hasn't.
Ray Harryhausen was a pioneer of stop motion special effects.
God damn it! You guys hurt my head with all these, all this shit. It's like
he's never.
Dude, it's like having to stuff a full sandwich in your mouth and you just can't eat it all the way through. Like, god damn it! Like, I need time for this.
If you want to see the Harryhausen stuff, watch either Clash of the Titans or Jason and the Argonauts to start off.
I gotta get that one on Blu-ray.
I think I've got Jason and the Argonauts. I got the Sinbad films because
I need them too.
Yeah, you can get those from Indicator.
There was a box set, and I never picked it up.
Well, you can get them individually. I've got the individual releases of Seventh Voyage. I've got those individually.
Tyrell saw Clash of Titans multiple times on the OG run when he was 9. Hell yeah, bro.
Wow.
That's awesome. But since
Runner
has no idea, what do you got since you have no idea what we're talking about?
Well, I have a movie that I think we've all seen that we all love. There's a
Debbie Does Dallas?
No. Not one I've seen, so
get him Vinegar Syndrome, man.
I like scrolling through there for different reasons, but what the hell? Okay, so I got this on Black Friday. I was super happy. I already have the first 2 on Blu-ray, but and I wish the fucking second one was at my Best Buy to get, but I got the first one, Ghostbusters on 4K.
All right, finally.
Just in time for them to probably release a new version of it on 4K.
I've been hearing rumors about this.
Really?
It happens.
Mike, what have you heard? I wonder if you've heard the same thing.
I also love the background.
I have heard they're probably going to be doing 100 gig disc.
Yep. 100 gig Dolby Vision, plus adding in more of the deleted scenes and probably putting all the shit that was on that bonus disc that was only in the steelbook on it. Yeah.
And they're going to add the commentary track for part 2 that was on the limited edition.
I was gonna say, are they gonna do the same thing for Ghostbusters 2 as well? Because that's one I wish.
Yeah, they're talking about doing both of them because they're talking about adding additional deleted scenes to Ghostbusters 2 and possibly the commentary track that was included on the Best Buy exclusive release.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen Ghostbusters Afterlife other than me and Tom, but
I have not yet.
Oh my god, no, dude!
What's
up, Mike?
No, I said I haven't either. I haven't had anybody to go with. My wife has like no interest in going to see it, so it's like, So I've been.
She might actually enjoy it.
She's more paranoid about
that's what I keep telling my mom. Like, I think you'd really enjoy it, but I don't know. She's not someone that
I dragged my parents to it and they loved it. So
I'm trying, man. Like,
I was gonna try to sneak away to a early matinee last week and just didn't.
I know. I'm gonna try to see it.
I went opening night in the matinee, and there were only like 10 people there, including me, and it was super nice. And and shameless plug, I did a out of the theater car video review of Ghostbusters Afterlife. If you
I
want to
told
check
you,
that
man,
out.
you're a mod. Drop your channel or your video in the chat.
I will. I just don't want. I don't know. I'll do that in the end, okay?
All right.
But the
I'll do that in
original's
the
a
end.
classic, man.
No,
Yeah,
but
the
the
original.
original's great. But no, go see Ghostbusters Afterlife if you haven't
I
already.
want to. I've heard really, really good things, and I really want to see it.
I fucking do. Greg, listen to me. Like, from what I've seen, you will love it.
Now, Corley and
think.
Rogue, I don't even know if they did a 3D version because I thought they were supposed to too, but I looked everywhere and I didn't see a 3D version. So I don't think they did. I could be wrong, but I looked and looked because if there would have been a 3D version, I would have went to see it. So
Ghostbusters 2 commentaries, historically one of the worst recorded. Half of the time they forgot the names of people. They refer to Ray Parker as James Brown, I think, at one point.
is that the one that's on the Steelbook?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Good. I've never watched that. I got to check that out.
Yeah, no, that I haven't listened to the commentary on that one.
It's pretty bad.
But no, Ghostbusters Afterlife. I mean that's gonna be like a day one grab when that comes out on 4K.
Well, I was hoping these new versions will come out with that, but I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, are they gonna do like a 3-pack? Don't do a 4-pack with the garbage 2016 movie. I hope
they have to get rid of the stock.
Yeah, they have to sell it somehow.
Oh god, then I wouldn't get it. You know,
it's just like when they give you Jaden Smith's Karate Kid in the 4-pack of the.
Yeah, no, I see like whenever I go to like Best Buy or Walmart or something, there'll be like a DVD of like all like Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, the originals. Then the next Karate Kid, and then there's the remake with Jaden Smith. Yeah. But there's gonna be a 4K of the first 3 films, so
yeah,
that's good.
That's cool. I mean, they have been selling the first 2 on 4K for really, really cheap, which does tend to bode well.
HVP, I'm not gonna buy it, and if it did come with it, I'll probably just take some scissors and cut it up.
Why? I mean, you could just have a coaster.
I could just use a normal fucking coaster.
Could be worse. Like I was telling you guys at one time, they gave it to me for free on my digital Voodoo, and I could get rid of it.
So, okay, but you got it for free. You didn't buy it.
Yeah, but I don't want it on my digital library.
You can contact.
Listen, I understand it probably haunts your dreams. I get it. When you actually watch the movie, it's probably gonna be worse. But
you can contact Voodoo and have them remove films from your library. But their customer service sucks. So you might have to try to contact. You might have to try to email them several times before they'll even acknowledge you. But you can have movies removed from your library.
That's interesting. I'd just probably just leave it on there.
Could you just get a replacement for a better movie?
Yeah, can I just get a better one? But good pick, Runner. Good pick as always tonight. Anyways,
I did that just because of the popularity of Ghostbusters Afterlife coming out, and yeah, Greg, no, this is a must-watch, dude. Like, if you have the time, go see it.
I will. I've been planning on this. I didn't have last weekend. I was a busy weekend for me. I couldn't get out.
Like
to the theater,
I don't think you'll be disappointed, especially the third act.
That's what I've heard.
And then last week turned into
that third act is one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a long time, and like Tom said before, because I've heard like his take on the movie. I haven't had this much fun in a theater in a long time with Afterlife.
Yeah,
and I think like the last time I actually had like so much energy and so much fun was the first Avengers movie. I mean, maybe Infinity War and Endgame for the first time until, I don't know, that movie kind of wears out. But other than that, like, Ghostbusters Afterlife was just a breath of fresh air.
I've been checking out. I would definitely be checking out. I'm gonna try to get to it this weekend, definitely. And HVP, I do not have my Spider-Man tickets, but I'm really not worried because where I live is such a small area. The theater never sells out, so I'm not really worried about that.
I'm probably gonna see in a matinee. Like, my friends and I try to get IMAX tickets, but holy fuck, we couldn't even like get into the fucking website to get tickets. But I mean, I'm not like super excited for No Way Home just because I'm worried of what they'll do. I'll see it just because of I want to see Toby back, and I'm excited for Alpha
Well,
Molina.
spoilers, man.
You know what would be really shitty though is if they have Toby and Andrew Garfield, but those versions of Spider-Man never take their masks off.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That'd
I
be
feel
the
it.
ultimate troll job.
If they wouldn't take their masks off,
Yeah.
that's
I mean, you know, imagine how people would hate that film if they did that.
no, I could only imagine like they cut them out last minute. Oh my god, that would be an abomination.
Like they never were in. They just have some stunt performers in the actual suits.
that would be fucking awful.
It would, but I wouldn't.
I mean,
I'm almost 50-50 on Marvel doing that though. Some of the shit they pulled this year.
That's true
You
with the
never
whole.
know with
Yeah,
them.
I agree with the
Would
whole
not
WandaVision
surprise me
thing.
if they botch it personally.
My worry is the execution of what they're going with this whole multiverse thing. That part I feel like is going to be kind of messy, but I mean, let's just be honest. Toby and Andrew, let's be fucking honest with ourselves. They're going to be in the movie.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt about that.
There's just no way they can't be, and if they aren't, let's just say they aren't, this will be a complete disaster.
Oh yeah.
It is gonna get so much shit. I mean,
it'll be like WandaVision from earlier this year. Except
I was going to say that.
Worse.
I was going to say the same thing. Like I really liked the first half of WandaVision.
Oh yeah, I liked the first few episodes of WandaVision, and then it just completely went downhill.
No, it went downhill after the episode where Quicksilver was in the end, and I was pretty excited because I like Evan Peters as Quicksilver.
I think WandaVision went downhill as soon as they left the fantasy world and went into the real world.
Yeah, I mean maybe.
But Mephisto.
Yeah.
fuck that.
Well, people keep saying that Mephisto's going to be in the Spider-Man movie, and it's like.
No, I mean that joke is so overplayed because like one theory I have is like one thing people are saying like, oh, Doctor Strange is out of character. I don't think that's Doctor Strange. Like what I mean is like if you look at the trailer carefully in Endgame, he's not wearing the Eye of Agamotto because Thanos broke it. Remember?
Yeah, but I mean,
they had to go put it back though, didn't they?
No, they didn't do. Not that I'm aware of, but like he's wearing the Eye of Agamotto.
No, Captain America had to go put them all back.
Yeah, he put them all back. Yeah.
Okay, but that I'm sorry.
I mean,
dude,
like the second trailer.
I know a few things about the movie. I'm just keeping my mouth shut. So.
No, I mean, I get. I don't know. It's just the whole. I mean, this is the biggest problem I have with Endgame with the whole time travel.
They're all gonna die. I'm not actually kidding on that. So a lot of people are gonna die, I guess.
I would assume. I think that's
in No Way Home.
Like, I don't know anything about it, but personally, I do think it's Doctor Strange, and I think the second trailer pretty much sets up why he has animosity towards Spider-Man is basically
because like
they all have to die, and so Spider-Man doesn't want to kill him. So that's
because like
pretty sure that explains why him and Doctor Strange are fighting.
Because if you watch the trailers, like Doctor Strange is like super out of character.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Like it's so weird. I'm like, okay, there's got to be context to this. There has to. So that's just where I'm at right now. I've only seen the first episode of Hawkeye and I didn't like it. I like the stuff with Hawkeye Clint Barton with his family. Those were the only things I liked because I like Jeremy Renner as an actor too. I didn't care for Kate Bishop whatsoever.
Yeah,
it was her show. It's literally her show. It sucks.
I fully expected that, but yeah, outside of a couple episodes of What If, Marvel's been a complete shit show this year.
Yeah,
well, Shang-Chi was okay. It wasn't anything special, though.
I agree. Like I watched Shang-Chi recently. I thought it was okay. Like I'd say it's the best I've seen from Phase 4, but it's not like great.
But I think Black Widow is the absolute worst Marvel film.
holy shit, that was a
I think
disaster.
I think it's even worse than Captain Marvel.
I didn't hate.
And
I hate the third act, but I didn't hate the first two acts.
it's such a dumb movie, though.
It
It's
really is.
dumb.
I mean, yeah, the third act is the worst part, but it's just, I mean, the first two acts are just boring in my opinion, and then like the third act is just atrocious.
And then I did like a few episodes of What If, but you know,
I've heard people say that like there was like a few good episodes, but mostly bad
well,
ones.
I absolutely loved the last two episodes of What If. I thought they were fantastic.
Oh,
So you should watch at least the last two episodes.
I
But the villain, the villain is like my second favorite Marvel villain of all time.
Yeah.
So
And-
I might be a little bit biased.
and like WandaVision, that was like one I was like kind of anticipated of, and like I liked the first half, and then it went downhill, and the last episode just made me hate the whole show entirely, just because of how wasted it all was. And the thing I hated the most was the boner joke. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name.
Oh my god, that pissed.
Actually, I think Loki was probably the worst MCU thing this year so far.
I've only seen the first episode, and God, that
completely-
hurt.
I
It's a
didn't
complete-
hate the first episode, but
That hurt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Loki
that,
is just a complete character assassination.
Loki. I was talking about Hawkeye. Loki. I watched the first episode and I checked out.
Me too.
Yeah, Loki
Me
was
too. I
horrible.
was just
Once
like,
they treated the Infinity Stones like that, I'm like, fuck this show.
Right.
me
Yeah, it
too.
wasn't even that. It's
Me
just
too.
a
I mean the
character
whole.
assassination.
The whole thing was dumb. But as soon as they made a joke about the Infinity Stones being paperweights, I'm just like, fuck this show. I'm not watching anymore. Fuck it.
Well, the worst
I
thing
don't
about
care.
Loki is that it completely breaks the MCU. I mean,
Right? Like it's like
the whole Kang character just kills it.
I've heard the Kang thing, and I'm just like, dude, that's not fucking Kang.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like I saw like a
There's
clip
that
of
too,
it, and
but-
it was so bad. But what is it? And the thing that pissed me off the most about like WandaVision is just how they wasted Quicksilver a second time. You like why does the MCU hate Quicksilver so much? And I'm kind of biased towards speedsters because I am a runner. But
have a good night, Brian Barth. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Good night, man.
Yeah.
Let's get on to Tom. Yeah, let's get on to Tom's pick.
Yeah, because I'm gonna actually save a couple of these for next week now.
Yeah, we might just do 4 instead of 5 tonight since we went a little over here. So what do you got, Tom?
Well, Criterion is in the mix now because I pulled out the other ones. Should I talk? I don't know if Runner's going to bring up that other one yet. So anyway, I did pick up this from Criterion, Menace to Society.
Oh, that's the 4K one?
Yes, sir. Pretty decent transfer. Movie still holds up. Has 7.1 surround sound. Nice collection of special features. Some new stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many guys here have seen it, but
I've seen half of it.
I haven't seen it since originally in the theater.
I want to.
It really never clicked with me.
I really want to get that Uncut Gems 4K Criterion. I know some people don't like that film, but I do.
Is this your first 4K, Tom, of the Criterion?
Technically, no.
No? What's your first 4K of it?
You'll have to wait to find out.
I was wondering if somebody possibly got Citizen Kane, because I heard some stuff about that.
They screwed up the Blu-ray copy on that.
Yeah,
I guess it's fine, but
there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not surprised this one was one of the ones that got passed up pretty quick. So since nobody wants to talk about this movie, I'll just drop another one.
It's a good movie though.
It is, and it was a good transfer.
Yeah.
We have
a
few good men.
Yeah,
you can't handle the truth.
You want the truth. What was that, Mike?
I keep meaning to pick that disc up.
Yeah, I got it on sale for $15, I think it was. So, yeah, it's a decent transfer, of course. I'm pretty sure at this point, Rob Reiner must have scanned all his movies and he's just periodically dropping them.
Whenever he wants.
But this was the 25th anniversary disc of this, I guess. It's not the newest Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray release. It's a couple years old. but it has Dolby Atmos mix on it. Not that it necessarily needed it, but hey, it's nice to have. There's a commentary from Rob Reiner and a few other special features. Yeah, I believe it or not, I had never seen this movie before.
You had never seen that movie before you bought it?
No, of course I've seen, the famous scene a million fucking times.
Yeah.
So like at that point, it was like, well, what's the point? But no, it popped up on sale, and it was one that Culture Casino and I periodically talk about and stuff like that. So it's like, fuck it, I'll get it. And then it got me in that kind of like courtroom drama mood, and that had me seeking out films, and that's how I found the Al Pacino movie.
Pacino one.
So yeah, no, it was just it was a real great film.
You ever seen The Verdict with Paul Newman?
No, that's another one that popped up that I'm looking to get.
Yep, you ever seen the one with Richard Gere and the guy? What's his name? He played the Incredible Hulk. Primal. Is it Primal Fear?
Yeah, that was another one that came up. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a damn good courtroom one. I'd check that one out if you haven't.
Yeah, those are also ones that are on my list, but Pacino won out first, so that's why I picked that one up. But
I can't blame you there, though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and we got the 12 Angry Men one coming up, so that'll kind of help me complete my journey. Maybe I'll get in between those. I'll get the other ones.
Yeah.
So another one, James Woods and Robert Downey Jr., True Believer. That's a good one.
I have that one. We talked about it 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you did. You brought that one on. Yeah, there's one with like Kevin Bacon too. I can't think of.
Actually, that one I'll be honest with you. That one kind of
Murder in the First.
Yeah,
that True Believer one was kind of the one that kind of kicked me in that, and they got us talking about A Few Good Men.
Okay.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, and that's where I was like, okay, well, it's been in my basket for Amazon, but I was just kind of watching it, and all of a sudden it dipped down to $15. I'm like, yank.
Now, the Kevin Bacon one. Are you thinking of Murder in the First, or are you thinking of Sleepers?
I think I'm thinking of Murder in the First.
I got Sleepers.
Yeah, Sleepers is good.
It's
underrated film, if you ask me, but yeah.
I'm thinking the guy from what's his name who played
Christian Slater is Murder in the First.
Yeah.
Is it what James Spader's James Spader in that one?
No, not Murder in the First.
Man, I know it's a Kevin Bacon courtroom drama. I can't remember who else is in it with him, but I'm pretty sure it's Murder in the First. But yeah, that's a good one, Tom. I still can't believe you've never seen that till you got it.
No, believe it or not, I just I don't know why I never. A part of it is because I've never been a huge Tom Cruise fan.
Same here.
No, me too.
But like Leonardo DiCaprio, they've kind of just started to win me over because they started being in a lot of my favorite directors' films.
Yeah.
And, Jack Nicholson kind of would have won out in the end either way, but I'd already seen the big scene a million times. Everybody knows it. So it was like,
though,
I'm just one of those things.
I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Cruise either, but you have to give it to him. By and large, he has picked his movie projects very well.
Oh, yeah.
In the past.
Oh, yeah.
This is probably one of his better ones. And that's why I'm glad I saw this, because before this, I would say Rain Man was probably his best performance. Yeah. This might have been.
I like a lot of the stuff he's in. I'm just not like
every once in a while you're gonna get a cocktail or something like that. But for the most part,
no. But I agree with you, Mike. This might actually, in my opinion, beat his performance in Rain Man.
Yeah, the entire cast in that movie is great.
Well, yeah, but just the fact of how he plays the hotshot lawyer, the little cocky. Like you're right. He picked it perfectly because he plays the kind of role I see him as. But as the movie progresses, of course, he wins you over. See, like,
what about Tropic Thunder? That's probably the best.
Of course, that's his best performance ever. But yeah, that's not on the same level. It's it's different. I just thought I'd mention it. Just it's funny. Like poignant, though.
I watched Tropic Thunder with my mom because I told her like you need to see Tropic Thunder, and she fucking hated it. I'm like, what?
I could see your mom not liking it.
Yeah,
now that I've seen it, like, and I've heard her say like, oh, like who was this directed by? It's like, oh, Ben Stiller. Is like, yeah, I don't like Ben Stiller directed movies, and I'm like, oh.
Ben Stiller makes like one good movie every 10 years.
The Cable Guy.
Let's be real.
I like Ben Stiller, but I don't know. And
he is such a more miss than hit director.
I've never been able to enjoy Ben Stiller after I walked out on Zoolander.
I hated Zoolander. I hated the one he did that
my mom
remake
hated
of,
Zoolander, but
Heartbreak
walked out.
Kid.
I hated the Heartbreak Kid. Yeah, that was horrible.
That was one of the worst movie experiences of my life.
Oh, what about Envy with Jack Black? That movie's horrid.
That one was pretty bad. But then I don't know how much he had to do with the making of it, but the heist one was pretty good with Eddie Murphy and him.
Tower Heist was okay. It was
Yeah, Tower Heist was
Tower
okay.
Heist, yeah.
It was just kind of bland, but it was okay.
Was
Exactly.
Dodgeball directed by?
I will give Tower Heist props for one thing and having Alan Alda in it.
No, Tower Heist was directed by Brett Ratner.
Yeah, but I love Alan Alda, so I'll watch anything with him.
But then
Mystery Man.
He didn't direct that though. He's in it.
Yeah, he didn't direct that one.
Now going back though, like I think he directed Reality Bites, if I'm not mistaken, and I felt like that was one of the most overrated movies at the time that it came out. Like that was one of my generation ones.
Yeah,
I always knew that movie more for the soundtrack than the actual film.
Yeah, the soundtrack's fucking great. The movie's shit.
Yeah, everybody's like Reality Bites. It's like the movie of a generation in the '90s, and it's like the
movie's a shitty ass movie.
It's not good at all.
And you got to remind everybody it's the same guy that made the Cable Guy. Now, I will make an argument though that Cable Guy is one of those underappreciated, misunderstood, ahead of its time kind of movies.
I'll agree with you on that. It's a bit darker than you anticipated and everything. Yeah, okay, it's got stuff to it.
If they had done that movie and brought it out like after Jim Carrey was Jim Carrey for a while, then it would have probably been the movie to get him a bunch of notice. Like, oh, he might get an Oscar and shit. Like, how much you want to bet? Do you agree with that, Mike?
I don't know if I agree with that.
I just feel like it was the wrong timing for the movie. They brought it out right in the middle of Ace Ventura and
he was more known for those wacky comedies. Yeah,
that's my point. If they had waited about 3 years, like around the Truman Show time, I think it would have been received differently.
It would have done better at the box office. I don't know that it would have been better received. I don't know.
Yeah, you might be right. I still feel like over the years it's gained a lot more cult.
I really
I feel like he might have got some praise for that one
when it came out. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
But I think the other reason why that movie works is because even though Ben Stiller's directing it, he was smart enough not to fucking star in it.
Exactly.
He put Matthew Broderick in it instead because he wrote that part for himself.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Well, I thought he played like basically the Menendez brothers in that movie.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
See, that's where he was doing the good shit. Like, yeah, like when Ben Stiller does like those kind of things, and when he does like in which one is it? The dodgeball one. Like, those are the Ben Stiller characters I like.
I like Dodgeball.
Tropic Thunder. I enjoyed.
I hate Dodgeball.
I don't like the movie, but I like his character in it. Like the movie's kind of meh.
I've seen it.
And the reason I don't like Dodgeball is because of Ben Stiller. I hate that character is so annoying in that movie.
I love that's one of the reasons I love it. And then I loved Rip Torn.
I mean,
those are the two reasons.
Rip Torn is great. Well, Rip Torn's great in everything, but yeah,
you can dodge a ball.
Well, I think the first time I saw Dodgeball was in like 5th grade or some shit. So it was a long time.
Well, that's one of your generation's movies, though, Runner. So I can see that.
Yeah,
I think it's funny.
I mean, I haven't seen a long ass time.
Heavyweights is another example of why Ben Stiller is bad. Yes, I don't know if I think he had something to do with that one.
I liked Heavyweights. It's actually it was written by
Paul Feig had a bunch to do with that too.
Yeah, he did it. I like the movie. It's funny.
There's a
Judd Apatow wrote it actually.
There's an early 70s movie with Rip Torn called Payday where he plays a country western singer.
Oh, I think I've seen that years ago.
Probably hard to track down, but damn, that's a funny movie. It's really good.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's really good.
Anyhow, what do you got first, Greg?
All right, it's me. Okay, a little.
We'll move this along here a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with another really, really great, magnificent actor. We'll do Mandy with Nicolas Cage. This movie.
I haven't seen it.
This is a wild, freaking crazy ass movie with Nicolas Cage.
Well, it's Nicolas Cage. I don't think that's.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a rock and roll, drug fueled opera horror movie that's just fucking batshit crazy, all around batshit crazy.
Wait, it's an opera?
It's not like an opera, but it's like a rock and roll
I was gonna say, does Nicolas Cage sing?
No, it's like you know how like they got heavy metal like artwork and stuff. It's like they do that, and it's like
It's highly
done like
stylized.
yes, highly stylized, like almost like you're listening to an album.
I actually need to rewatch it. I don't know what it was, but when I watched that movie for the first time, it made me physically ill.
It's
And I don't know,
it can be
and I
kind of
don't know if
rough.
that was more with the movie or it's just me.
It
at
might
the
be the
time.
coloring of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the movie or just how I was generally feeling at the time. But I have the Blu-ray, but so I need to go back and watch it again.
But yeah, it's very, very crazy. Basically, Nicolas Cage and this woman Mandy are living out in the woods, and this crazy hippie religious cult shows up. Their leader becomes infatuated with his woman Mandy, and she shuns him, and so they kill her. And then it's just a revenge trip with Nicolas Cage. Just
You killed my wife, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna cut your head off and throw you in a
He's like,
ditch.
I'm hunting this pure fucking evil man.
Hunting pure fucking evil man.
But I would give it a watch. It's worth a watch. It's just like I can't really explain this movie. That's like the simplest way I can explain this movie, honest to God. But he makes this fucking crazy weapon. He has this chainsaw fight. It's bloody. There's like people like the Cenobites on motorcycles. It's just whoa.
This is a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
I may have to check this one out. This
Yeah,
is
it's
not
pretty
what I
out
thought it
there.
was supposed to be.
It's pretty out there, Tom.
Yeah, it's pretty out there. I think you might like it, Tom.
Nicolas Cage. Here's the thing. I got a friend who's like obsessed with Nicolas Cage. So he sees like every Nicolas Cage. So every Nicolas Cage, it was great. It was great. It was great. Great. Very rarely does he say they're bad. Like I'm more apt to watch the ones that he says are bad.
Yeah. Well, I would put it to you this way. This movie is a bit of good and bad. It's like
I'd
it's
give Mandy
good
a shot.
and bad flick.
Because like Nicolas Cage makes so many goddamn movies. Like
Yes, he does.
he's making 3 movies at the same time. That's why he always acts so crazy. He
Yeah,
doesn't know what movie
Mandy's like a 50-50 movie. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it.
Yeah,
I need to watch it again, but
it can
I'll see
get
if I
a
can
little
trust it.
it can get a little rough in the movie.
I see. I
But-
actually preferred this one,
I
have
it,
that
but
one
I
too.
haven't
That's a
watched
good
it
one.
yet.
Color Out of Space, because this is one of my favorite H.P. Lovecraft stories. But this is a really good adaptation by Richard Stanley, who got canceled right after this got released. I prefer this to Mandy. This is.
I agree.
Really
That is a better movie than Mandy. That is a good movie. I have that one.
The 4K is a little disappointing though because it has it's just SDR. There's no HDR applied to the 4K, so it's a little disappointing.
Yes.
Because the color palette of this film would be incredible with the high dynamic range, but it just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
It still looks good though.
Yeah, it looks good. But I would recommend Mandy because Mandy is a batshit crazy bad movie, but yet good movie all at the same time. And Nicolas Cage doesn't really talk a whole lot in the movie. It's just I want to explain it, but I can't explain this movie.
Yeah, it's basically like a heavy metal cover come to life.
Yeah, it's like a heavy metal cover come to life.
Really,
and it's even told like in like an album style. Like it's just fucking crazy. You got to see it to believe it.
And if you like The Color Out of Space, there's a Vincent Price adaptation of the same story, The Haunted Palace, that was made in the 60s.
I never knew that. I like Vincent Price.
Yeah, so that was one of the first H.P. Lovecraft film out. In fact, it might have been the very first one. Shout Factory put it out in one of their box sets, but I don't know if it's still available yet or not.
I'll check into that.
I have the Vincent Price box set. If that's the one, then it's still available, I think.
Well, there's 3 different Vincent Price box sets from Shout Factory, and I think one of them's out of print.
Okay, I got what I prefer ones is the Blu-ray one that they've had for a while now, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what movies are in it. I have to look.
But seriously though, if you ever get a chance to see Mandy, I recommend it, but I also know that you're getting into something that you might need to be a little stoned to appreciate a little more.
To here?
I don't know. I really don't know.
That's my secret. I'm always stoned.
I knew it. But seriously, yeah, check it out, guys. Where's the munchies?
Hulk smash. Yeah, I
Haunted
think that's the
Palace.
one I got.
Yeah, the Haunted Palace is in this one. This one is out of print.
Oh, that's one. That's
I think that's the one I got. Is that the
Oh,
Blu-ray
is that
set?
volume 1?
Yeah, this is volume 1.
Yeah, that's the I've read about that one's.
They reissued it at one
Hard to
point, but I
find
guess
right
it went
now.
out of print. Yeah, they reissued it at one point, but I guess it went out of print real quick. So you got volume 2 and then volume 3. Vincent Price is one of my
Hold on, let me
favorites.
see the other volumes real quick.
Yeah, blow it up
Volume 3
real quick.
No, I don't think that's the one I got. No,
and volume 2.
I think I just got the. Let me look here. Hang on.
Yeah, the first
I mean,
one's got
we can keep talking, but
the first one's got all the big hitters in it. So that's got all the heavy hitter films in it. It's got Fives and the Pendulum, Masquerade Death, and all that. So I'm a huge fan of Vincent Price. I think I have
I
all
love
of his
Vincent
horror
Price.
films that are available on Blu-ray. I've got them. So
Nice.
I've even bought
Well-
some of the ones that Kino has reissued. So
Well, since I was going to say, Mike, since it's your turn, so let's go to you for. We'll do this. We'll make this the last pick of the night for
what was the
everybody.
title of
since-
that one again, Mike?
what's that?
What was the title of the Vincent Price version?
The Haunted Palace.
Haunted Palace. Okay.
I was looking at it myself too, but yeah, we'll make this one the last one for each one tonight since we've gone about 2 hours. So, what do you got for us, Mike?
Glenzer, somebody's saying the Vincent Price collection is not out of print, but I'm pretty sure it is because they did reissue it later. They got the rights back really quick, but I think it went out of print again already for the first one.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I got it. And
I've
they're
heard-
listing
I've heard
it right
the
now
first one
for
is pretty good.
$249. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it went out of print again.
but yeah, that's the one I got. So luckily.
Now this is for Tom's benefit, but these are the
Oh man.
the Sinbad movies.
Nice.
Powerhouse Indicator. These are region free.
I was going to say, I think they're the ones who put out that box set too.
Yeah, they're the ones.
Affordable.
Yeah, these are just the individual releases. As you can see, I've watched them already.
Sure you have.
Well, they're still sealed. So.
That's why I said you have.
Yeah, I got these earlier this year, and I just haven't bothered to watch them yet. But I love these movies. I just haven't watched them yet.
Well, that box set's been sitting in my fucking box for Amazon forever.
Yeah. Anyway, my last pick of the night, I'm going to do 2 at a time, and it is going to be.
I got those 2, but I haven't seen them yet.
No,
Maniac
Maniac
2 and 3.
3.
Yeah, Maniac, Cop 2 and 3. I haven't watched the 3-disc yet, but 2 is a fantastic transfer of the film. If you haven't seen any of the Maniac Cop movies, Maniac Cop 2 is the best one. It's a great action horror film. It's got some really ballsy stunts. It's just a really fun action, low budget action horror film. 3 is not great. It's okay. The really the only reason I read, because I have the Blu-rays of these too, but the only real reason I bought the 4K of this is because Bill Lustig does an audio commentary for this. Bill Lustig does not care for this film.
No, he does not.
Yeah, the producer of this film kind of took it away from him during the making of it and the editing, but he actually does an Alan Smithy commentary track for this. So I had to purchase it just for the commentary track. But like I said, I'm sure. Get him confused here. I'm sure Part 3 looks great too. Like I said, I haven't personally watched it yet, but Part 2 looks fantastic. Like all of Blue Underground's 4K discs, they've all looked great. I own all of them but one. I haven't gotten around to buying Daughters of Darkness yet. That's the only one I haven't purchased yet. Yeah, Maniac Cop's a lot of fun. Synapse has the distribution rights for the first film.
First one, yeah.
Synapse has that one. The first movie is really good too, but man, the second one just.
I have a question. Why the fuck isn't the first one on 4K?
Maniac Cop?
Yeah,
it's because it's
different company owns the distribution rights.
Shit!
But the first the first two are great. The third one, like he said, is not good.
The
third one's okay. It's not great.
I haven't.
I had to buy it just for the commentary track.
I haven't seen those movies, but like when I was like looking them up on like physical media and stuff, I'm like, Why the hell isn't the first one on 4K but 2 and 3 are? Like, that whole thing is just that whole thing just messes with my mind, and I'm like, okay, I can only get the first one on Blu-ray but not 4K.
For some reason, Bill Lustig doesn't have the rights to the first one. I don't know.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it must be who produced it or something. He doesn't actually own the film. He actually.
So it's like a Evil Dead Army of Darkness situation where
sort of.
Universal owns Army of Darkness and
sort of. But,
okay.
But he has the distribution rights to 2 and 3, so he's put those out on Blu-ray and DVD and 4K. I would definitely recommend Maniac Cop 2. 3, if you're curious, it's got Robert Davi is in both of them, and Robert Davi is really good in both of them. But
just so you know, Bruce Campbell is in the first 2. However,
he's kind of.
It's kind of
the first one's on Arrow, okay.
But
in the UK, Arrow has it in the UK.
Yeah, in the UK. Just know, like,
I don't know if it's an all-region disc or not, though.
They really couldn't get Bruce Campbell back for the second one.
He wanted too much money for the second.
Yeah, he
one,
wanted.
So him off.
Yeah, he only was available for one day. That's all I gave him. So,
and Bill Lustig and Bruce Campbell have kind of been uneasy for years. They've had uneasy friendship.
Speaking of Bruce Campbell, I still gotta watch that Black Friday movie.
That was actually pretty good. I liked the Black Friday.
I watched
movie.
your review on it, dude.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet either.
Good review. I
haven't watched it yet either.
It's not bad.
I want to just because it's him and was it Michael J. White?
Yeah, he's a little underused in that movie.
I've heard that
was in that too. I think.
I mean, I'm only gonna watch it because Bruce Campbell's in it.
It's got the little girl from Pan's Labyrinth.
I don't know any of the other actors, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she's the main female lead. Is the little girl from Pan's Labyrinth, all grown up.
In Black Friday.
Yeah,
that was her.
Yep.
Well, she grew into a hottie.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, Greg, but you know.
Hey,
you do you.
But that's a good pick, Mike. I've been meaning to pick up the Maniac Cop series myself as well too, because I really like the first 2 movies, but I'm not a huge fan of the third one. Runner, what do you got for your final pick?
All right. This is a movie that I know Greg and Tom like that I don't. I bought the steelbook for it because it looked really cool in the steelbook. This is a movie that came out this year. I did a review on this movie on the official Gaming Lounge channel, the spoiler review, and that is the proudest video I've ever done. I was super proud of it.
I know what you're talking about because you talk about it a lot.
Yep. I'm a huge fan of this series of games. It's Mortal Kombat on steelbook.
That's not a bad looking steelbook.
No, it's cool. I like the images in this. Like, these look fucking badass. I hate that you have to turn the disc around for like Sub-Zero.
You gotta flip it upside down.
That on accidentally.
Yeah. So look, like there's Scorpion, right? That's the front. That's the front cover.
That's weird.
That's dumb.
I think maybe so you could
misprinted.
How's it look when you open it up?
Yeah, so when you open it up, it's Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, that would have worked better if they would have had just like Scorpion's mask on the front and Sub-Zero's mask on the back.
There was one that did, and I was pissed because I found out about it after the fact. There was like another steelbook that had it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and the only reason I bought that damn movie is because I plan on doing a fan re-edit of it at some point. Whenever I get the better equipment for it. But yeah, I when I saw those trailers, I was just like, holy shit, this could be really good. And
like we said, I like the movie. I just think, like, once again, though, I don't know the full extent of. I've played some of the games, not all of them, but I thought it was just a fun, dumb movie. Personally,
yeah, if you're a normie, that's what you're gonna come out and say. But if you're like a legit fan, you're gonna have problems with this movie, like me.
I get you, man. I totally get where you come from.
Like, because like I love Scorpion. That like Hiroyuki Sanada, just holy shit. Like that put a smile on my face. Just his performance alone. Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero was just great. Like those two were great. And Kano was good, besides the freaking superpower bullshit with the marking. I hate that whole arc in general. It's like, why are you adding so much that you don't need? Like you're filling up your plate to the point where it's like you don't need that much. and like some of the other characters are fine. Like Liu Kang was okay. Kung Lao was decent only because it felt like the Kung Lao from like ripped right out of the games. I actually liked Cabal more than most people. I thought he was pretty badass for the most part.
I thought he was funny. I liked him.
Yeah, I mean, Cabal's a scumbag. That's exactly who he is.
I will agree, though, that before we move on to Tom Harris, is that the guy that got to play the main character was kind of pointless, he had literal plot armor.
Fuck
literal
that.
plot
Dude,
armor.
That was so
his
dumb.
Power.
that was so dumb. And no, the one thing that pissed me off the most.
In the original script, he was supposed to turn into Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I would have hated that too. I would have hated that more.
Well, like honest. The way Tom explained it is like Scorpion was to possess him or whatever, so it wouldn't have been.
Yeah. I don't know. That's something I wouldn't have liked either, just because it's like that's never been a thing. I don't know, like, and I know they're doing their own thing. That's fine. It's just I didn't like the direction that they went with. For the most part, like the whole Cole Young, I'm fine with new characters. Like they do that every damn Mortal Kombat game now. There's at least like for Mortal Kombat 11, they added like 3 new characters, and I was fine with that, even though some of them were like kind of pointless. But like, I mean, the Cole Young character, like that could have been like Johnny Cage or Curtis Stryker or someone like that. Like, I mean, I don't know about Curtis Stryker, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like Johnny Cage at least. Like,
I get what you're saying, man. I get where you come from.
The point I'm getting at is like the whole marking thing is stupid as shit, because Sonya Blade,
that wasn't in the script either.
No, but
it was originally just like they had medallions or some shit.
Oh, but like no, because Sonya Blade, she's special fucking forces. And she could kick Cole's ass, but he gets the marking and she doesn't. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Like I don't know. It's so bad. Like the more I've thought about it, like when I saw it in the theater the first time, I was like, it's okay. I have problems with it, but it also had its moments. But it's like the more you think about it, and after watching a second time, it's like, fuck, this is not good. Like I don't like it. Plus, like the thing is like you're calling it Mortal Kombat, but it's not even Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat is the name of a tournament, and there's no tournament. And I know, like, you shouldn't do a prequel.
I mean, they were setting it up. They're setting it up for a series, so they weren't going to do the whole tournament right off the bat. But
yeah, but like that's the point. Like you could have, like, because I like the first one, even though it's like cheesy as shit. But the reason I like the first one more is just because it was Mortal Kombat. It had a tournament, and it was the most Mortal Kombat. And I hated what they did to Reptile. That was just dumb as shit. and it's like, it would have been so cheaper if you got an actual person with like legit good makeup artists, not a CGI creature. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, you could have saved up your budget, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it was the mid-90s. What are you gonna
do?
Bad CG. There's a lot of bad CG in the mid-90s.
I'm talking about the new movie, not the.
Oh.
No, because in the old movie they did the human version, and I liked that. I mean, yeah, they did a little reptile thing too, even though that was kind of dumb too, but not as bad as what they did in the new movie. They legit made him into a freaking reptile. Like, no, I want the human body form of reptile. That's the best version of that character.
Yeah.
Listen, hopefully this is one thing I'll give to the crew that made that movie. They have not trashed the fans once, and for that, I just gotta say, please do a better job with the sequel. Actually make it Mortal Kombat. You can do Scorpion the way you did in Sub-Zero. Those were perfect. Make Scorpion Noob Saibot now that Scorpion killed him. That would make sense. Oh, okay. The one thing, no. This is the one thing I hated the most. Fucking Raiden. That is not fucking Raiden whatsoever. Oh my God. I was so fucking mad. Like, Raiden is my all-time favorite Mortal Kombat character, and that was just horrible. That was Jake Skywalker level bad. Like that is Jake Skywalker Raiden. I hated that so much.
Yes, Runner is on a rant, but
I don't know if the Jake Skywalker thing works here, but I agree that they miscast like half that cast.
Yeah, they miscast half of them, big time.
I know some people think I'm going a little too far with the Jake Skywalker thing. That's just me.
I'm just not sure if I understand the analogy is all.
Yeah, yes, it is. It's worse the more I think about it. Yeah, that was such a miscast. Like, I don't blame the actor. It's just recast someone else.
It should have been like Jackie Chan or something like that. Or
maybe.
It's true.
I don't know. I mean, Raiden's kind of a hard one to cast. In all honesty.
Let's move on to Tom's final pick of the night, and I'm sure Tom's got a bit of a rant himself for what he's been saving up for tonight. So let's hear it, Tom. Finally.
Well, I was going to rant about Terminator 2, but we'll save that one for another day.
Okay.
Because that's more of a me problem. This problem, though, we all love Criterion Collection. In fact, like I said earlier, I hope if anybody from Criterion was happening to be listening, which I'm not going to say they were, but, I hope they enjoyed the love while they got it. Because as these guys buried the lead a little earlier, Criterion is responsible for one of the worst releases of one of the best films of all time, and sadly it has nothing to do with the transfer outside of the Blu-ray muck-up than it does with the packaging. This has got to be some of the worst fucking packaging ever. Okay? Slides out like this.
Yes.
You got the K. Okay. And there's where your 4K. Notice how that's...
Oh, man, I can already see it. Yeah.
There's a reason for that. You got A. There's another disc. There's the famous one that you're supposed to break so you can get your replacement.
Yeah.
Here's the other disc.
That's so ridiculous.
And the final disc and a fucking book. Okay.
That is
Here's
ridiculous.
Another problem. Now, there's a lip here. So you can't just pull these discs out. As you can see here, since this is the Blu-ray one, I think here, I'll do this. Like, you have to actually bend the thing. Like, you can't pull them out like that. You have to bend it back like that. That's why there's that white crease on the 4K disc.
Oh, that is horrible.
Just to get it out, I have to bend it back like this. That is and you just heard it scratches the discs as well as they. This is the worst fucking idea ever. Whoever thought of this needs to be fired.
Wow.
That is some of the worst packaging I've ever seen.
The most cockamamie bullshit.
I would just buy like a 4K Blu-ray thing and just make my own cover.
Wow.
That is so upset about this because especially how much they charge for this set. Right, as you saw, this is a 4-disc set.
Yeah, and it's Citizen Kane of all movies.
That's an abomination.
Now, okay, so outside of the case, which is the worst atrocity, the movie itself looks fine on 4K. Unfortunately, the original negative does not exist. They had a fine grain interpositive, I believe it was, from the original negative from the early 1940s, and another print. Mike might know more about this than I do. That they worked from, and they did restore it from top to bottom, and did a new sound mix. But unfortunately, what they didn't do. Let me get finished with the positives first. Sorry. This thing is loaded to the brim with special features. Like, that is one thing I cannot complain about. The transfer is the best we're ever going to get. The special features are pretty much a lot of, as far as I know, I don't know if it's all of them, but it's a lot of the Criterion Collection Laserdisc special features that didn't make their way onto any of the other releases. That being said, those other special features that I was talking about that didn't make it onto these other releases, I have the classic Warner Brothers box set here. And there's a ton of stuff that's in this one that's not on the other one. Of course, there's some of it carried over, but of course, they didn't bring in the Battle Over Citizen Kane, which is this documentary here, or RK281, which is this HBO film here. That I'm not so surprised about, but I'm more let down because I'm sure Mike knows this. They did a Melvin Van Peebles box set recently, Criterion did, and they actually, without really advertising it, included Badass, which was Mario Van Peeble, his son's true story making of the movie. So like that was kind of cool that they brought it in there, because I don't think that had ever been released on Blu-ray before. So I was hoping to get this on Blu-ray too, but we did not. So there's a lot of the stuff that didn't carry over. So you have to keep this version to keep all the special features.
That's crazy, man.
So I don't know if Mike has any.
No, I haven't really kept up with the Citizen. I haven't really kept up with the Citizen Kane thing. I still have the old Warner Brothers Blu-ray. Which I eventually plan on getting the Criterion 4K, but I'm not really hurried.
It's a better transfer. It is, but
I'm sure it is. I'm sure.
But I don't know if you heard the first part there, because I thought you were gone for a second, maybe. But like, they basically, they say in the deal here that comes from like an interpositive and another answer print or something like that from way back when. So I mean, that's the best it's ever going to look, and it probably the best it's ever going to sound. And they treat the film with great respect. That part's not a problem. It has all the commentaries carried over, a lot of the news, real footage and stuff like that's carried over. But what isn't carried over is some of the better things that were in the Warner one. But this one has a ton of shit that's not in the Warner one. So you almost got to kind of have both to have a complete collection.
Yeah.
I want it, but damn that packaging. I don't know if that is.
That's an abomination.
Yeah, that's like a big issue right there, man.
I'm putting my 4K over in my Warner set.
Yeah, that's what I would probably do, something like that.
I may wait and see if they do a second version,
a reissue of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, the first time I saw the film was in my history of film class.
Oh wow, I'm surprised Runner's even seen it.
Yeah. I thought I told you this, Tom.
Maybe you didn't. Maybe you did, but I don't remember you saying you did.
No, I saw it. Like last year. In my, because I took a history of film class, so I saw like some films that you may have not thought I saw, but I have. So like I watched like Chinatown when I took that class. That was good.
Where's Chinatown on 4K already?
Yeah, no shit. No, but like Citizen Kane, it's like I understand how important that movie is. I think it's okay.
Did you see the two Jakes?
I don't know. I've only seen the movie once.
I don't know.
That's
the sequel to Chinatown.
It's
not very good.
I like it. I like it.
I didn't even know there was a sequel to that. But like, no, back to Citizen Kane.
Actually, I believe it's the only film to be directed by Jack Nicholson.
I think you're right.
Is that right?
Or wait, didn't he do that Evening Star movie too, or maybe not?
He didn't direct that. No.
No. Okay. You're probably right then. Yeah. But no, I disagree with you wholeheartedly.
Actually, I think he directed Going South. Actually.
Okay. Yeah. That was. I know there was. I thought there was another one. But Runner, like Citizen Kane, to me, even though I may not think it's the greatest film ever made, it's like statistically the greatest film ever made.
No,
by like
I understand where people are coming
and
from.
I personally feel like it, and again, it's just it's taste. I get it. But to me, watching this film the first time I saw it, I was just amazed. I'm like, there's no way this movie was made in 19 whatever it was 40. What year did this come out? 41, right?
Yeah, it's just like
I think pretty sure it was 41 because this is the 70th anniversary or whatever. Or 80th
yeah. I think
anniversary.
you're
41.
I think,
41.
Yeah,
No, like I said, I think like how important the movie is, I think is great. Like that whole aspect of it
It's
is
just-
great.
it's just a movie that you don't expect to have been made at that time.
No,
you know,
Well, not just
like-
that, the technical aspects
like
of it
that-
were like 10,
like-
15 years ahead of its time.
like that
work
stuff I
way ahead of
like.
its time.
Like that stuff I have the greatest amount of respect to. I can't say it's like I can't say that it's as good as I think as other people. I'm not saying it's like I don't think it's bad. I just think it's okay.
I understand because I feel that way about Gone with the Wind.
Okay,
that's my
that's
mom's favorite movie.
I understand why people love it. I understand its importance in cinema history, but I do not need to sit through a 3-hour movie again where it's basically about two people breaking up.
That's exactly why I haven't seen that movie, is because of that description right there. I'm like, just the description alone tells me like I just don't need to.
I mean, honestly, I'm not doing it I'm doing it a bit of a disservice. It is cinematically very important, and you may end up enjoying it more than you would Citizen Kane because more happens, I guess, in that, and it's a little
lot.
bit more like as far as like the grand epicness of Gone with the Wind compared to Citizen Kane. But to me, it's like what's weird is I feel like I can draw comparisons from Citizen Kane to Jurassic Park. I can draw comparisons from Citizen Kane to God, almost all kinds of modern films, like in so many different ways that you can never believe. And it's just like, it's one of those films that the way not just the technical aspects, but just the way the story is told too. Like movies weren't made like that. The dialogue wasn't like it. It was such real dialogue.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have a lot of the, you used back then, especially you had a lot of the, we're making a movie, see, and we're in a movie, like that.
Yeah.
Kinda, like watch King Kong and shit like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It wasn't stage dialogue.
Exactly. Thank you, Mike. And it just for some
It
reason
feels
I was
different.
captivated by the film, and it feels like it was so much for what it came out. It was like at least, if not 10, 15, if not 20 years ahead of its time, story wise, technical wise. And I can see why Orson Welles could never live up to that again.
Yeah, if you really want to appreciate the film, watch it with the Roger Ebert commentary.
I was just going to say that. Thank you, Mike. And then after that, watch that beautiful documentary that's not on the Criterion Collection, The Battle Over Citizen Kane, so you can actually get a little bit more perspective on the film.
And another thing, if you can find it, watch the movie RKO 281.
And that's also included in that set as
well.
Oh,
is it really?
Yeah.
Well, not the that's in the Warner set.
Is it?
It's only a DVD version, but yes, and that's where I said I was disappointed.
Okay, I didn't
that they didn't sneak that in the Criterion set like they did with Badass, because I was so tickled when that was in there, and I didn't know that.
Okay, I guess I've never.
They kind of hid it.
It's an excellent film. It's
a fucking amazing film. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a few years. I loved it when it was originally aired on HBO, but
I was last year saying that it was better than Mank. That's why I kept bringing it up last year.
Oh, RKO 281. Oh yeah, I'd agree with that.
I thought Mank was like a very bad take on the whole thing. I did not care for Mank at all. I thought, like, why is everybody making such a big to-do about this movie? I thought RKO 281 did a much better job of capturing it.
Yeah, it's better told, and the cast is incredible in that movie.
Brilliant. You got Liev Schreiber, John Malkovich, James Cromwell, one of Roy Scheider's later films.
Yeah.
Right.
It's awesome. Fucking awesome. Like RKO 281 is almost as good as Citizen Kane itself.
Wow. I don't know if I go that way,
not technically, really but like watching it, you get a new appreciation for the film, and that's the thing is like
it's one of the best films about the making of a film.
Exactly. Yeah. I wish there was more movies like that. Like I've said, we need movies like that for Star Wars and Jaws and You know, all these movies where the making of them are
Absolutely.
infinitely just as interesting as the
Yeah.
movie themselves.
Yeah,
Well, they
dude, I'm
tried
looking
with
at
the
the.
making of the Psycho movie.
I was gonna say I'm looking at the Criterion website, and I'm looking at the whole Citizen Kane thing. Like that thing is priced at $47.96.
That's on sale right now.
Well, that's on sale. I think the original is $59.95. But holy fucking just seeing like the way that is, Tom. No,
It's
that's not
sad
worth
because
it.
with the special features that are on here, because for those who maybe are familiar with the Laserdisc days, like when this Criterion Laserdisc for Citizen Kane came out, it was like one of the more sought after ones because it was just
a big deal.
Loaded to the brim. So as far as I know, all those special features have finally been carried over for the first time. So a lot of these are features that a lot of people haven't seen, and there's great documentaries and interviews, and there's even some new stuff on here. So that I can't fault them for. Criterion put together a beautiful package, and I think they got some of the newsreel footage and some stuff like that from Warner, but they didn't have any of the other stuff that Warner had, which is sad. You know, they got the commentaries, of course, which are a must, but like not having the battle over Citizen Kane and not trying to get the rights to RKO 281 and that kind of thing really bugged me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and was it Citizen Kane's probably going to be without a doubt. I'm probably going to see it next year just because I am taking a film class next semester for college, so it's probably going to be one I'll watch again.
I do agree with the whole. I was going to bring it up. Like, watch it with Roger Ebert's commentary. It's
brilliant. I've heard that. I've never seen it with that, but I've heard that.
And it's basically kind of like because what he would do is he would show that at film classes, and he would take the Laserdisc and show it like, was it frame by frame or shot by shot, Mike? I can't remember which.
Well, it wasn't really a film class. He would pick like one film a year and give like a 3-day.
Oh, that's lecture. What it was. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they would go frame by frame over 3 days.
Is it in this Criterion?
He did a commentary track
for commentary. Yeah. Okay, because I mean,
so it's kind of the same thing as what I was trying to say is what he did for this like presentation.
I might get it at some point.
He did
just
that
because.
It's weird. He did that for the film Dark City of all films.
Yeah, I think I got that. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, they watched Dark City over like 2 or 3 days, frame by frame, because that was like his favorite movie of the year. I think it was 1998.
That's crazy.
From that year.
He
and his commentary. Yeah, and his commentary track for Dark City is excellent too. I wish he did more audio commentary.
I do too. I wish he had, because he. I mean, I may not have always agreed with his takes, but like Roger Ebert is part of the reason I'm here.
Yeah, he like really understood movies, even though we may not have agreed with some of what he.
Well, he made. He was a pioneer in so many ways. Like he made being a movie critic cool. You know.
Yeah, I used to have to get up early on Saturday mornings because they would show Siskel and Ebert like 6:30 in the morning where I was locally. So I'd have to sit through the Farm Report at 6 a.m. to watch Siskel and Ebert at 6:30 on Saturday morning.
Yeah. That's cool though.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
No, I got lucky and it was on Sunday nights at 10:30 and it was just before like well, they started with showing a block of MASH and then they switched over to Star Trek TNG.
Nice.
Oh, we'll say yeah, that would have been much preferable to the Farm Report.
Exactly. So I had a whole night of great shit, and that was why I was always sleepy on Monday morning for school.
It's understandable though.
But yeah, Siskel and Ebert and sorry.
Yeah, I wish they had more of the Siskel and Ebert stuff available on like YouTube and stuff. I mean, you can
it's out there, but yeah,
it's like really the quality is really bad. I wish the Ebert website. I don't see why they couldn't host a lot of those.
They used to, but like, okay, here's the other thing is I've heard, and I don't know who has it now, but Roger recorded all those, every single last episode.
Right.
So he has.
Well, I know Disney. I know Disney owns the rights to a lot of those.
That's shows. The other problem you have is that there's like over the however many decades there's like 3 different owners.
But like the early stuff was local to Chicago, so I'd like.
Yeah, there was Chicago, and then it went to PBS, and then it went to
Buena Vista Television. Bought it at one point,
and I think that was the end of the line. Because then before that, it was another company that bought it up. I'm trying to remember who it was. Because they had 3 or 4 different. Yeah, it might have been because they had the different titles. Because originally it was just At the Movies or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was Siskel and Ebert and the Movies, And then Siskel and Ebert at the Movies, I think, was the last final, or maybe And the Movies was the final title.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, because they had to change it just because of the just minor thing. But yeah, and that's a movie I'd like to see. I even tried getting a hold of Roger's widow. I'm like, I want to do a movie about Roger Ebert and Gene.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Like, they've got a hell of a story. I mean, just even if you just do the early years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That'd be cool, though. That'd be
very
interesting.
they were
I'd
very
watch that.
competitive. They weren't always nice to each other.
Yeah.
No, they weren't. No, they fucking hated each other for most of the first few years.
Yeah.
That's where kind of their whole thing came from. But yeah.
But that was a good one, Tom. That was a good one. I like it, but that packaging is horrible.
I know, it's sad because I
Yeah,
wish I
it
could be
is.
gushing over this release, because that's the sad part, is it's damn near perfect release outside of missing those 2 other discs from the Warner Brothers set, which I got them, so whatever. But I was hoping RKO 281 would be upgraded to HD.
Yeah.
And I know that HBO's been slowly working on their classic films, because like the late shift or whatever, fuck, the one with the Dave Letterman.
Oh yeah,
Leno story.
yeah.
Like there's that one's on there and a few other ones are on there, but like I haven't seen I check periodically to see if RKO 281's on there, because yeah, I want to watch that in HD. It's like that's one of my favorite made by HBO movies ever. It's amazing.
Have a good night, Martin Costa Santana. Thanks for stopping by, bud.
Yeah, we're gonna probably
Good
wrap
night,
it up
man.
now. I think that's the
I'll
point.
show my one real quick. We don't have to talk a lot about mine. I just wanted to show it off. So I'll just show my last pick real quick, and then we'll close it down.
That's good. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's nothing special. It's I just got the VHS of Star Trek, the
cute.
longer extended version, the director's cut. I just got it. I
Like
saw
12 inches.
it. Bigger than yours. No, I'm just- but yeah,
That is a classic VHS release, though.
Classic, the special longer version with 12 minutes of new footage with the 4K coming, down the line eventually on Paramount Plus. I just thought it was pretty cool to pick up the VHS
You
version.
can see the differences now.
Yeah. So yeah, we did. Like I said, we don't have to talk long about that. I just wanted to show that off.
Yeah, but see, now that was the version that was typically available on VHS. After that, what, Mike, was the theatrical version ever on video?
Oh man,
Because if not, I'm thinking that you have the original release, Greg.
Because
Because that doesn't have the ships on the side, does it? Let me see the sides.
no, this is I'll show you.
The OG one, it looks like, maybe.
Yeah, this is just got.
It might be a reprint, but because I want to say that
It
looks
says
like
1991 on it.
Oh, does it? It's a reprint then, damn it. But it's a reprint of the original cover, it looks like. So it doesn't even say hi-fi stereo, it just says stereo.
It says, stereo, Dolby system.
Yeah, it's before they had hi-fi was the original.
Yeah.
That's why I thought at first it was the original VHS release. I'm like, holy shit. Because I don't think the theatrical version's ever been on VHS.
yeah, I don't think it was either. I can't remember.
I'm like almost 99% sure. Because they've released it quite a few times, but it was always the extended cut. It just got to the point where they just never said anymore that it was the extended cut or whatever.
Yeah,
It's just, there it is.
yeah, because part 6 was the same way. It's
Yep.
It says Technicolor on the cover. Yes.
Which is weird because that they released that in 91 with that cover, because at that point they'd have been doing the box set like I was talking about. So you had a hard time finding it without the one side being the mural.
ship.
Yeah, part of the mural. So that's why I was like, wait a minute. That's weird. I've never seen that release.
Yeah, I've still got that mural box set. I still have that.
I just found this at a thrift store for 50 cents.
I had the release in between those, which was kind of a more white box, and it doesn't have all the same writing on there. It doesn't have that yellow.
I need to get rid of most of my VHS tapes.
I don't have them anymore, but I'm just going off of memory, because when I had the video store, I'd bought a lot of VHS, and it had like the first 4 Star Trek movies prior to that box set that everybody had.
Yeah.
They re-released 100 million times with the mural on the side. So, but it was not that cover. It was the second release of it. So it has like more of a white cover, and then it had, I think it still said the director's edition on it, or director's cut or whatever, but it didn't have the big yellow splash thing on the front.
Yeah.
And the cover was a little different.
I will admit, there's like you said, yeah, most of the Star Trek VHSs that when I see them is the ship. You know, they build the ship.
Exactly.
So this was
yeah.
one of the few that I saw where it was just the white on the side with the classic logo, and then like the big splash on the yellow on the front. I was like, I'm gonna pick that up because I've never really seen it. Plus, you know, we're getting the 4K.
Yeah, 6 would have been out by 91, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like the back of the case says 91, but the VHS says 1980.
91.
Huh. That might have got released just before that box set, then that's why. Which is weird that they picked that cover version and it's not. So that means they did another release in between. Sorry, I know a lot about VHS releases.
Oh, that's fine. That's cool. You know, I've been collecting VHS.
It made a different, which like you know how it is now with like different versions of Blu-rays and DVDs and shit. Like you had a collector's market for people who were looking for specific prints of VHS tapes back in the day too. So like I got pretty good at knowing which ones were which and which order they were released and whatnot. And yeah, you had to watch out sometimes for the reprints.
Yeah. HVP says, Tom, did you have your picks section at the video store?
Of course I did. And both, well, I did, of course, we didn't at Movie Gallery, but we did at the mom and pop shop I worked at. And of course I always did at my shop, but yeah.
That's cool. Cool.
Yeah, Blockbuster.
What was that? Something about Blockbuster?
Yeah, we did at Blockbuster. We had a picks gallery thing.
I probably would have rather worked at Blockbuster than Movie Gallery. Movie Gallery was like the Burger King to McDonald's.
That was one of the last remaining ones up here where we live. I never really rented from it. I always went to my Blockbuster because that was like all the mom and pops had shut down. So like my Blockbuster was like my last stop.
And then they made the stupid decision to buy Hollywood Video or vice versa, one or the other. But they ended up keeping the Movie Gallery either way, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But like, who'd have thunk that like doubling their, you know, like basically they put themselves in a good position to compete with Blockbuster, but they just kept closing stores.
Yeah.
Like,
they took on too much debt when they bought Movie Gallery, and that kind of killed Hollywood Video.
Was it Hollywood they bought Movie Gallery? I couldn't remember which one, but like,
it was Hollywood Video.
And I got so sucked up in that shit. Like I could have went back and sued them after the fact. It was a big fucking fiasco, but I just ignored the letters. I'm like, I don't give a shit at this point. Like whatever.
Yeah, that was Hollywood Video's downfall. They just took on too much debt trying to be Blockbuster.
Yeah, and Hollywood Video was never really that great anyways.
I actually preferred Hollywood Video to Blockbuster myself.
So. Well, okay, there's the ups and downs. Blockbuster had more, and they had bigger stores, and they had more locations. Movie Gallery, though, didn't have a lot of the restrictions that Blockbuster did. So even though they didn't have porn, you were still allowed to have unrated versions of films, and you were allowed to have the more Skinamax type risque movies. Yeah. And we were allowed to have a little bit more other stuff that the like Blockbuster was not allowed to have. That I knew.
See, we didn't have Blockbuster in my hometown until 92, 93.
Because honestly, if I remember right, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but one of the main reasons why they continued to release rated versions along with all those unrated versions when movies came out was mainly because of Blockbuster, because it wasn't Walmart. Walmart carried the unrated movies. It was Blockbuster that wouldn't.
Yeah, it was Blockbuster, yeah.
And I think Family Video, but more so Blockbuster.
Yeah, I think I remember that myself, yeah.
Yeah, I actually worked for a mom and pop chain back in high school.
And that's kind of something that also kind of didn't help like Blockbuster, was that they wouldn't do that, and that's where people sought out more of the unrated versions, which is kind of silly. But like Blockbuster, you think they would have just adjusted, because they were treating it like, I'm sure, and I didn't work there, so I can't speak. Mike probably knows more to it, but I'm sure they were treating it under a rule that, like, because at that time when they first probably made the rule nationwide for their stores, unrated generally fell in that gray area of it's not quite XXX movie, but it's not rated, so it's something we're not going to carry in our fucking store, because it was shit like everything from Fritz the Cat to to you know, like, so I Spit on Your Grave and shit like that, you
stuff
know?
Like that.
So when I worked at Blockbuster, DVDs were not out yet. I worked at Blockbuster like 95, 96.
Right, but I'm assuming they had the same kind of policy.
They did. For the VHS, the store I worked at had laser discs, and that did not apply to laser discs.
which is
We got
kind
all
of funny, but yeah.
We got like unrated versions of the Laserdisc and stuff, but not the VHS. I guess they figured, so few people were gonna rent the Laserdiscs that
Well, that and
they
it
were
was
gonna
probably the
bother.
only version they could get, so it didn't fall in.
Right.
Like they probably just, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why I think it was funny, because this is why I remember that, because we would have people come specifically for certain titles like that, but they would go to Blockbuster for everything else.
Yeah.
Like if they
Right.
knew there was an unrated version out, and they would tell us a lot of times too, like that's the only reason they'd come for, So it was like I knew that was kind of a thing, and that and the nudie movies.
Of course. But yeah, I remember that. I think I remember a little bit about that. Yeah. And like
I'm pretty sure Family Video was more hardcore on that shit. Like
yeah, and then
That's Glisner. That's the thing about Swamp Thing is not. That's not really the reason. When MGM put Swamp Thing out on DVD initially, they incorrectly put the international version, which was against Adrian Barbeau's contract. That's why it got pulled. There was nudity in the international version that was never supposed to be released in the United States. When they found that out, they had it pulled.
damn.
That was actually in her contract that was never to be shown in the United States.
Now I gotta find that one.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
I've
got
got the
the
original. I do have the original DVD. Yeah.
I have the Scream Factory one, so that's not the. I mean, it does show her boobs in it, but there's more to it than that.
No, the Scream Factory one is the edit, is the US edit.
So there's more to it than just the little boob shot they show in that.
Oh yeah. She's.
Oh God, I got to find this international cut.
Well, she's not. She's not topless in the Shout Factory one.
Oh, the one I do is, I mean, you get to see her nipples at least in the water.
Well, no, this is near the climax of the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the scene where she's bathing and he sees her.
Oh, no. This is there's nothing.
Well, I got to find this. Where can I find the international cut?
You probably get it on eBay.
But Glinzer, the reason they would have done those three that you mentioned specifically is because they were rated NC-17. And then they basically made the exception for Blockbuster and cut them. Is why. But Showgirls did have an R-rated cut.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Bad Lieutenant, though, and Dead Alive were unrated in NC-17 originally, though.
I still want to get Dead Alive, man.
They may have also made the Bad Lieutenant thing. I think half of the reason they also did a censored version was, I believe, Cinemax wanted an R-rated cut so they could show it before like 10 o'clock or whatever fuck it was. Even though they technically, it doesn't matter. Like they still had that kind of a policy, because I remember that was a big movie they showed on Cinemax quite a bit, because it was really heavily. The critics loved it when it came out. I'm trying to think. I'm fucking dying here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you can tell, but because there's a lot of glare on it, but I got the actual Swamp Thing one sheet framed back here because it's actually one of my favorite early 80s films. So cool. I know quite a bit about Swamp Thing.
I'm going to have to look for this international cut.
Hard to see the poster with the glare from the light, but
yeah,
that's one of my favorite movies from the early 80s. Watching
it's a good movie. I like it.
You're going to have to rip that DVD for me, Mike.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to have to look for that because
I've got a copy of it.
We
can technically legally have it. We have it. We bought it. So
yeah. We'll talk more. But
the way that I got it was I rented it from a Hollywood Video and then claimed it was stolen out of my car.
I loved those times when that would happen,
and I just kept it, because even by the time that this was years and years ago, it was out of print and it was already going for a high dollar amount. And so every once in a while, this is pro tip when there were video stores. If there was a DVD or something that was out of print, it was very expensive, but the local video store had it, I would rent it and then just say it was stolen or I lost it and pay them for it, which was usually $20.
Yeah, because they would go by the original price.
They would go by the original retail price. So instead of paying $100 for it on eBay, I'd pay $14.95 for it. Did that with quite a few discs, and I don't feel bad about it one bit.
I'm not gonna say I wasn't above that either. I think the statute of limitations is way gone on that, and I didn't sue him anyway. So what difference does it make?
Hey, I paid
We'll
for
wash
it.
our hands.
There's nothing
I
illegal about
technically
it.
paid for him, right? Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, but it's kind of shady practices at the same time. I get you, but no, like, yeah, you'll have that. Oh shit, no, I have a lot of fun stories from when I worked in video stores, especially the mom and pop shops when you can get away with anything.
I mean, I never really worked in a video store, but like where my hometown before where I live now, there was a woman that ran a little mom and pop shop. I would take care of her business. I would clean the floors. I would run money to the bank, and she'd give me all kinds of free rentals. And I even got her to get movies that she didn't have. I was like, "You don't have this movie," and she would order him and bring them in because I asked for them. So yeah, so it was a good time.
The one that I worked for in high school was actually my uncle owned. He had a local chain of video stores he actually owned. So I went to work there when I was in high school.
I miss mom and pop shops, man.
Me too.
Me too. Yeah, my uncle actually opened the first video store in my hometown back in the early 80s. And then he ended up getting 4 stores by the time he sold them off in the early 2000s. He sold the stores. He retired and sold the stores. But yeah, it was fun growing up around that.
It was a good time. But we've been going for almost 3 hours, guys.
Yeah.
So shut it down. Thank you guys for coming on, Mike, Tom, and Runner. And hail to the chat, Cosmic Squirrel, Tyrell, HVP, Glizner, Random Brad, Mighty Wolf, Tim Morrell, Tim Hayes, everybody, Martin Acosta Santana, Anthony Draven, Brett Barth, everybody that showed up. Thank you. Everybody that watched, thank you. Thank you for sticking with this long. This was probably the longest one we've ever done. So thank you guys, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week. I'm just going to go ahead and end it. So